the game we have been waiting for months, as Danny Deakin stands over the ball. Final few checks from our referee, and here we go. So Stocksbridge Park Steels get us underway. Back towards Townsend, who will just take it 2 feet. Can pick it up when he wants to, but instead will take his time with it and roll it out in front of him before launching it forward, looking for Rawson. Heads it on. Tommy Marshall will get it. It's Bay Greshak's in the middle, but Marshall is teetering low and not far off. It was the first we thought that lob cross was going to end up well above the bar. Bland. Stocksbridge presses, working well as Bland will get it out, looking towards the right and headed away well by Tinker, but only going to go back now to McGrath. In fact, trying to find the right side again. Will find it well, but then Deakin, tackles, just giving it back to the midfielder. Into middle, looking for Timon, but Eagledon steps in and clears it away. But it's only back now with Hawkins. Ball down the channel to the right-hand side. Looking to get it onto his left, but being held up. Back out now to Hawkins, puts the ball in, blocked. And then here comes a volley over the bar. And thought that hit a house then for a second. Cameron Wilson scoring for the team relegated to that division. Well, going forward, head away into the field. O'Connor knocks it forward before it's cleared up. Owen will head it up away into the air. Turner fighting for it sideways, but loses out. Chimalio will continue forward, turns well onto his right, takes a shot. Met by a brilliant tackle by Turner. Chimalio gets the ball back though, and then Stocksbridge eventually do almost get away. They just pass it back to Collins. Collins out to the left now to Harrison. Harrison moving on this field will take a shot. It ends up skimming on the ground, and Townsend will claim that pretty simply. Alex O'Connor and Curtis Turner hovering on the edge of the area. Deakin lofts it in, looking for Owen, gets the header, it's on target, but it bounced on the ground before Bland gets it. Watts here, who will have a bit of a tussle with Tinker, and Tinker does well, gets it away, but nothing's been given for, that's Tinker went down, and then Tinker goes back and gets the second tackle out. Tinker will carry the ball forward. Ball going forward, looking for Greshak, looks onto Marshall, comes off the back of his leg, but Greshak knocks it sideways to O'Connor, who's got a chance to run into it, onto some space on this right wing. Charles will still have an option. O'Connor will get in the middle. Rawson tries to get in the middle. Rawson dribbling. He's got the chance for the shot. Takes a shot. Just wide. Lou Rawson. He does really well to take it wide to get the space for the shot. Or is he now going to leave it for Connor Smith? Yep, leaves it for Connor Smith in the end. Going back, then cleared away. Rawson says sideways. Marshall drops back to collect. He's back to goal, and he gets tackled and loses it to Hawkins, who gets out to Watts. Flick on, look at Chimalio. Some lovely football from Whitby. A beautiful back heel, powerful shot that ends up bouncing awkwardly wide. In the end, the shot was the worst part about that. That was some liquid football from Whitby. Collins comes away with it. Collins puts in the middle, looking for Chimalio. Lovely pass to him. Gets a shot from Charles, but into the middle to McGrath. McGrath's continuing. He's not being pressed, and he tries to get through the legs of Tinker, and then he goes back to Hawkins. Hawkins will take the shot straight to Townsend into the middle. Owen will clear it away, still on the edge of the area. Marshall's trying to get it out, but he's been tackled. Here comes McGrath. He's trying to do a few shaky legs, and then the tackle goes in from Owen, and then cleared away. The Steels survive for now, but big options in the middle, like Luke Rawson and Elliot Owen, your two main targets in there. High left one, looking for the far post. Bland will punch it. O'Connor will put it right back in. And my Eagledon off the line! Paul Eagledon almost with the goal. It's a lovely flicked on ball by O'Connor. He gets the head on this game. Reigns 0-0 here.
Work it.
Back to Smith, who will carry it forward.
Well done, all. Excellent.
Smith holds it up into midfield to McGrath.
Keep going,
Then back it goes to Nelson, then McGinley. McGinley then to Nelson again as Whitby try to figure out their plan of attack. They go down the right. McGrath, who's pulled onto the right-hand side here. Gray's like wrestling with him. Bit of pulling and shoving between the two as McGrath will continue despite that. Goes down the right. Not it looking at McGrath, bit loose, and not allowed Turner to get him at a Turner, gives it back. McGrath will take it. Shot, look for the near post. Townsend sees it all the way and claims it. Pillman saying, come on, you mighty Steels. Well, with Collins on the left. Sending it down the channel, but tied by Charles. If we're going to lost the ball here. And here comes Whitby on the attack. Cross into the middle. Owen heads it up into the air, but he's not fully away. Whitby looking to bring it down. And McGrath takes a shot, good looking shot. Wide of the far post. Townsend.
Well up.
And well in. Barton does well to head it in. And then headed away into midfield. Woods just knocks it over Barnett. Barnett gets knocked in, and it's going to be fought for by Deacon, who gets it back into defence for Whitby, who clear it away. Headed away by Owen, clears out, goes to Watson, who's going to try and touch it, gets it back into Kay. Kay gets it out towards the right here, where Morris has it. Morris going to get down to the right, he's been met though by Collins, dribbles into the box, Watson trying to tackle, cleared away by Collins and to the edge of the area where Turner is. Turner puts a cross in, free header, and it's almost safe on the line! Bland wanted to get a hand onto it, but he was still dribbling backwards there as Danny Deacon got the header. And just as he was about to cross the line and give Stocksbridge a lead, Bland saves the day. 0-0 here. Oh, that could have been it. That could have been Stocksbridge's very first win at Whitby. They've not won here ever. 7 matches and 7 visits to this stadium, no wins for the Steels. Only 1 draw out of the rest have been Whitby wins. And Whitby are on the attack now, they're on the edge area before Kay just does a very daft shoulder barge and gives away a daft free kick. Here comes Whitby. We're going to chip it towards the far post. Eagledon heads it, goes to the edge of the 6-yard area. It's slimmed, it's still on, shot on! It's on the bar twice! Townsend claws it away! I know it's a similar thing to what happened before. Hit the bar and then it's gone out for a corner kick. Whitby may be the team that get the last attack in this game. Throwing down line, headed on into the box, cleared away by Eagledon. Back into Nelson, who gets it out to Smith on the right. Will be met by Barnett. Smith missed his first move, but he does get it on the second time, out to the right wing. Being forced back is Rivers, and back to Gell. Gell hitting the diagonal ball into the box. Goes back to the far hand side. It's a good one, and it slides, goes to the edge of the area, takes a shot, just right at the far post. And again, Whitby come close. They are so close to snatching this at the end, just as they did at Workington. 0-0, but it's not a boring 0-0. And there it is, 0-0 here, but do not think it's a ball draw for a second. Both teams could have won it in the last 3 minutes by inches, by absolute inches. Bland clawed a Danny Deacon header off the line, and then at the other end, 2 chances, one that was clawed off the line, Townsend, and one that hit the bar. And then they hit another one just over the bar. It's 0-0 here between Whitby and Stocksbridge Park Steels. I have been... This is the game we have been waiting for months as Danny Deacon stands over the ball. Final few checks from our referee, and here we go. So Stocksbridge Park Steels get us underway. Back towards Townsend, who will just take it 2 feet. Can pick it up when he wants to, but instead will take his time with it and roll it out in front of him before launching it forward, looking for Rawson. Heads it on. Tommy Marshall will get it. It's Baker Greshak's in the middle, but Marshall is teetering low and not far off. It was the first we thought that lob cross was going to end up well above the bar. Bland. Stocksbridge presses working well as Bland will get it out looking towards the right and headed away well by Tinker, but only going to go back now to McGrath. Trying to find the right side again. Will find it well, but then Deacon tackles, just giving it back to the midfielder. Into middle looking for Timon, but Eagledon steps in and clears it away. But it's only back now with Hawkins. Ball down the channel to the right hand side. Looking to get it onto his left, but being held up. Back out now to Hawkins, puts the ball in blocked. And then here comes a volley over the bar. And thought that hit a house then for a second. Cameron Wilson scoring for the team relegated to that division. Well, going forward, head away into the field. O'Connor knocks it forward before it's cleared up. Owen will head it up away into the air. Turner fighting for it sideways, but loses out. Chimalio will Hello and welcome to the Hurst Cross Stadium for this Northern Premier League Premier Division match between Ashton United and Stocksbridge Park Steels. I'm your commentator this afternoon, Adam Allcroft, as the Seals continue their NPL Prem journey with their second away trip of the season here at Ashton. Familiar foes from the last time we were in this division. We trade wins back and forth back then. Now for the first time since 2013 this match will be played. It's good. Stocksbridge coming on the back of that 0-0 draw with Whitby Town, a clean sheet on their opening game. Just a few could have been inches away from being a loss or a win in that match. And they face an Ashton side who are going to be up there by the end of the season. They shocked the league by beating league favourites Gainsborough Trinity 3-0 on opening day at Gainsborough as well. They followed out with a 0-0 draw on Tuesday night. And now they'll look to get to 7 points out of 9 as their manager has demanded of the players. That's Steve Cunningham, a familiar sight around this level. Well, Matlock Town and Buxton on his CV. So let's go through the teams for you now. So for Ashton United, it's Jordan Eastham in goal, then Luke Burke the captain, Josh Doherty, Lewis White, Sam Baird, Alex Baird, Callum Rowe, Jason Gilchrist, who led the scoring from last season but is yet to score, Darius Asay, William Tomlinson and Sean Newton. On the benches, Remy Efanuga, Luca Navarro, Tom Denton, Mikey O'Neill and Brad Taylor. For the Steels, there's no changes from Tuesday night. Ben Townsend's on the bench, and Tom Charlesworth, Jack Tinker, Curtis Turner the captain, Elliot Owen, Paul Eagledon, Danny Deakin, Alex O'Connor, Luke Rawson, Oliver Greshlock and Tommy Marshall. On the benches, Jazz Gundry, Sam Kay, Jonah Bonnet, James Norris, and the only change, Dak DeGruchy comes to the bench replacing Jack Watson. So with just a few handshakes here between our two captains and the coin toss being administered by our referee Jack Lambert, who we are familiar with. He refereed a few of our games last year. Here. And the Steels here on our left. Looks like I believe we are going to have a minute silence for Ashton fans that were lost during the summer. So it should be in memory of Barney Daniels this minute silence. We just had it ourselves, having lost Mickey Woodcock, and it's one of the biggest tragedies when losing volunteers. It's like losing a member of your family, your second family here. Everyone at Stocksbridge obviously passes on everything they can on for Ashton in this tough time, and having known what it's like to lose one of your own very recently yourself. We ask those that are able to please stand and join us in a minute of applause in memory of the one and only Barney Daniels. So minutes applause here for Barney Daniels, and probably well respected by all four sides of this brilliant old stadium here in Greater Manchester. Ashton United look like they'll have the kick-off to notice Ben Townsend. Make sure he had a feel of the ball in his hands before heading back to his goal on the left of us. So Ashton United will get us underway in a minute through Lewis White. As we close in on kick-off here, 2 minutes after the 3 o'clock. Just notice that there aren't any goals elsewhere. We'll try and keep it to FA Cup games. It's going to be very hard to keep you up to date with other step-free games today due to some issues with football web pages and their video printer. Plus, basically, for some reason it's not working with the Northern Premier League at the moment. Not sure what's happening with that, but we hope it will be resolved soon because it makes our commentary hopefully a bit better for you so you know what else is happening. We will, of course, keep you up to date with any local scorelines from the EFL, including like Sheffield Wednesday and the Premier League. And apparently Stoke City's already beating Sheffield Wednesday as the game gets underway here with Ashton United kicking from right to left in the red shirts, white shorts, white socks, while Stocksbridge Park Steels are in the yellow shirts, blue socks, kicking from left to right the first time. That kit has been out here this season. And Stocksbridge trying to get up early, but been well read by Ashton, who will get it back to goalkeeper Jordan Easton. Rawson presses, but play it out to the right here as it goes forward now to Rowe. Now out to the right wing as Ashton will build through phases. Just notice that the number 5, Sam Baird, is taking up a central midfield role as a poor back pass almost put Easton under a lot of pressure. Marshall will push out, and he's going to try and get onto this loose pass, but well collected here by Sean Newton, and he gets the clearance blocked by Marshall. We'll go for a goal kick, but a little hairy moment for Ashton early on in this game, who are yet to concede this season. Well, Stocksbridge, who aren't the most notorious goal scorers, and Stocksbridge's strength has always come in their defence. Well, the best defence in the Northern Premier League East last year. That's the reason they were promoted. Ben Townsend getting a clean sheet record. So could end up with another 0-0 here. But obviously Ashton United are perfectly capable of scoring themselves. Darius Ossé and Jason Gilchrist combined for 40 goals in the Northern Premier League last season. As the ball goes forward here from Easton. Head away, and Marshall will try and knock it on. He gets a bulldozed by Newton, and completely fairly, welcome to the MPL Prem for Marshall on that one, as the ball eventually just goes back to Townsend in front of some interesting advertising audience to the left, which we'll talk about a little bit later, not the ones you expect at a non-league round. Ball goes long here from Townsend, looking for Rawson, headed away by Newton into midfield. Turner will knock it onto Tinker, who lofts it into the air. It's one for Grejlak and Rawson to try and challenge, but headed away there by Rowe, out into the left, and back it goes towards Doherty, who puts in midfield. Turner intercepts. He's going to be pressed, and he loses the ball to Ossé, and now Ashton are on the move. Ball forward looking for Gilchrist, too heavy back with Townsend. 2 minutes gone in this game. It is 0-0 here between Ashton United and Stocksbridge Park Steels. Ball is currently back with Deacon, who's moving to left back with Tinker going forward. Just a 1-2 with Turner for it. Back to Deacon, who now knocks it long. He's looking for Grejlak. Head with Ashton. Goes back to Rawson, who's got a chance to press. Rawson moves forward, and he just loses track of the ball. Tries to keep it as it just gangles under his legs before it goes back to Easton, who's able to clear it away. Stocksbridge just found a bit of space there, though, just in front of that back four that Ashton are using in today's game. A diagonal for Ashton is a poor one, and it will go back to Townsend. Townsend switches out to the right, and it's with Charlesworth, who will look it forward, and it's a good touch by O'Connor, who goes onto the right wing, puts across an early over Rawson's head, cleared away to the edge of the area. Ashton, the first one on it, Lewis White, apologise, gets on it, and he's back into defence and cleared out into the channel, and Ashton lucky to keep it in. Well, for a second, there was a high foot from the number 17, William Tomlinson. It will be given actually as an Ashton throw. Can you not? Charles 5. That's what he's got a foot. There might be penalisation for the high foot. Tomlinson did do an apology afterwards, patting the back of Charles, if understood. In that, that was a bit reckless. Ball here with Burt. Knocked forward, chested down, plenty of space here. Yeah, as it's all forward looking for Gilchrist, but it's a bit to the right of him, and Townsend comes out close to his own touchline and will collect. Huddersfield Town are leading against Blackpool. Ben Wiles has scored, the brother of former Steel Alex Wiles. As Townsend will send it long, looking for Rawson, but the defender climbs all over and gets it away, but it's just back for Charles to deal with. He will turn well. being pressed by Gilchrist, and Charles has not got much help. He has to go back to Townsend, and he slices the ball, and Townsend's not particularly. It stays in play though. O'Connor will head it forward, but then it's recollected by White, who gets it forward to Gilchrist, out to Tomlinson, being forced back. Gives it over to Rowe, who switches it well to the right-hand side. A lovely switch. It opens up the game really nicely as Tinker goes one-on-one in defence, and as the Alex Burns cross was put in, it was blocked by Tinker. Came off Burn last. It is a free kick to Stocksbridge. A throw into Stocksbridge, do. So Tinker with the throw. And middle to Turner, who knocks it forward, but just loses the ball. Gives it to Tomlinson, but he just returns it to Turner. Turner just breaks free a bit, gives it over to Charlesworth, who comes forward. Now to Marshall, who is trying to turn his man on the right wing. He's hoping for the throw-in as he got it knocked off. Got in, he will get it. Stocksbridge a chance to go forward here. Everyone who is listening today, feel free to get involved with the commentary by commenting on our YouTube channel. It actually helps commentary because it gets flags up to many more of our nearly 900 subscribers on the YouTube channel now. As Charlesworth taking his time with this throw-in. Launch it down the line looking for Rawson, and Marshall will peel off. Marshall's going to move into the box on the right hand side. He needs someone in the middle. He's going to try and find someone in the middle, deflects out to the edge of the area, and will pick it up before Turner can get to it. Outright now to Byrne, but he loses the ball to Turner. Now Deakin forward to Gredge, like one time press all time. Tinker with an opportunity to cross, goes it low, not enough power on it. Burke will collect and clear the Ashton captain, and Eagledon will then head it back into the field. Stocksbridge having a good period of play at the moment as Turner tried to get it out to the left of Deakin. Blocked, it's a Stocksbridge throw, but this is good football from Stocksbridge early on in this game. Ball knocked forward, cleared away by Burke into the middle. Turner will bring it down. He's trying not to lose it, but he will lose it to Gilchrist, who bursts forward. Eagledon got a bit of a foot into it. Turner trying to get into him now. Turner eventually with a tackle, and Charlesworth will just boot that one away to relieve the pressure. Back it will go to Jordan Eastham. Wombwell are leading 1-0 against Parkgate in the FA Cup. Jordan Kershaw, the score, will be facing Parkgate in the Sheffield Senior Cup later on this year. Dates yet to be confirmed. As Ashton and Alex Byrne tries to put across him, and Tinker blocked again. Will be a throw-in on the right wing. Back it goes to Burke, and well tackled by Rawson, slips it through to Grezlak. A chance for a counter-attack for Stocksbridge as Grezlak goes down the left, avoids one tackle, just about keeps it in play, despite fields, but then will lose out to Burke as it goes back to Eastham, who slices his ball right to Luke Rawson, who's on the left wing. He needs some options in the middle, gives it short to Deakin. Deakin back to Turner as Stocksbridge allow people to get forward, but Ashton have got their defenders back as well. Turner just chips it over the top. It's misplaced chip though. Out it will go for an Ashton throw-in. 7 minutes gone in this game. 0-0 here. So we were talking about Ashton's shocked win over at Gainsborough earlier, last Saturday, that 3-0 win. Well, Gainsborough are now 2-0 down to Warrington Rylands early on in that game. So maybe Gainsborough just aren't quite what we were expecting, but we will see later on in the season. You can't really work out too much on the first 3 games for most teams. Obviously, us and Morpeth on Tuesday had the bye. FC United have the bye today, thanks to the side closure of Widnes FC. Tinker has a throw in for Stocksbridge, throw to Turner, then back to Tinker. Sends the ball out, he's looking for Tommy Marshall, but headed away by Baird. Into the field, Grezlak will move. Can Grezlak get the shot? He's just tackled as it does. Marshall has it on the edge of the area. He's knocked over. It's not enough for a free kick though, and Ashton are trying to just build out to it, and they do quite well out to a very congested area of the pitch. Clear it downfield. Eagledon will head it back to Townsend. He was looking for a quick release, didn't get it. Second time, Charlesworth will have it. Sends it down the channel looking for Rawson. Headed away into the midfield. O'Connor knocks it side to Deakin. And then it's going to be lost in midfield, and Ashton have a chance to attack down the left hand side. Currently with Osei. Back it goes to White, and then to Rowe, and then all the way back to Baird. Just a free, it looks like actually it could be a 3-man defence this here with the wing backs. how they're currently set up anyway. As the ball goes forward, Turner will intercept, try to get down the right, but you could hear Turner just screaming sort of just frustration as he tried to get the pass and misplaced it. Back it goes to Easton. Gets out to the right, ball down the channel. Iggulden will get a foot in. Goes to Deacon, sideways to Turner, who will get dispossessed here by White. White will take the shot, and it's straight at Townsend. It's our first shot to target of the game. It's Turner losing the ball high up the pitch, but in the end the shot was weak and Turner was quite simple. Rushville Olympic are in the lead against Guiseley. Anthony Dwyer has put the Walsall-based side ahead, who don't really want to be in this league. They try to appeal to get out of it, but are stuck in it. But they'll be enjoying the win easily today. Another team that's tipped for promotion this year. Ashton also one of the teams expected to be up there fighting for the top 5. As Rawson is trying to clamber away with the ball but loses it. Back with Ashton now into their defence with Newton in the middle now. It goes to Rowe, then Newton again, and back across here to Baird. As now on the ball's Burke, and Ashton just happy passing, bouncing defence. It's something a lot of teams are forced to do against Stocksbridge because of the shape that they keep. As the diagonal is the attempt to cut Seals open, and it's a good diagonal. It goes to Byrne. There's an appeal for handballs. It came off Tinker, and then Tinker is just dispossessing and went close to the corner flag. Tinker will carry away. It looks like this pitch is just really nice pitch. Just seems to have a little bit of a slope in that corner. But it's interesting seeing how you can try and use that to your advantage at some point. As Stocksbridge get a free kick off, quickly taken to Charles up on the right. He's being pressed by Osei. Charles have tried to get it down the line. Rawson didn't really realise that's what we were going to do. It's intercepted. It was a nice idea that was not executed at all well. So the ball goes back to Newton. And back into the Ashton defence. It goes 11 minutes gone in this game. 0-0. Helped by we've got a scoreboard at this ground. Not something. It's starting to happen more and more at non-league level, but still a nice little surprise when you get to a stadium. Back in defence with Newton. And as they look to build forward with Rowe now, and he's the deepest midfielder. He has to get back to defence, so Ashton just they're happy having the ball, but they've just not decided what entirely they want to do with it. But they have now, as it goes forward to Osei, who's going forward, and it gets it over to Doherty. Slows it down as O'Connor is the man on him. Back it goes to Rowe. Marshall trying to defend. Rowe just swats him off and puts it into midfield, then 1-2 gives it back to Rowe, and then back into defence with White, over across to Burke now, who will be pressed by Greshlat, but puts the pass under his leg, and then he gets it back as the 1-2. Burke goes forward, lays it off here for Byrne. Byrne now will find Burke again, and then this time Greshlat's in his foot, he knocks it out. Will be a Stocksbridge throw in, the last touch coming off an Ashton player, and a couple of the Ashton fans over there aren't happy with that decision. So back with Tinker now for the throw-in. Blackpool have equalised against Huddersfield Town. Niall Ennis has scored. This ball is thrown forward. Rawson will head it on. Looks to find Marshall. It's into the air by Baird. Greshlat pressing. Bit of a collision between the two players. Wondered if there was a collision to the head, but not. Referee not giving anything until there, where Deacon has just nipped in on the ankle of Rowe. So back now in defence with Ashton for this free kick. Woolwell Town are now 2-0 up on Parkgate. Jack Steers has doubled the score. Woolwell looking to get into the first qualifying round of the FA Cup in their very first time in the tournament. Ball goes long. Charles will look to head it away. Can only head it behind and puts a bit of pressure on it before O'Connor's able to clear. Back to Newton, who chests it into middle to Rowe. Rowe holding on to the ball. Back to Newton, who's come quite far forward. Knocked it over the top for Osei. Osei holds it up. Left wing, puts it middle. O'Connor will intercept. Tries to find Turner. Turner gets slide tackle by Tomlinson, and it's just a bit. Both teams not being particularly great on the ball at this point in time. As the ball goes back now to Newton. He gets stripped by Tommy Marshall, and a free kick will be given for that. And Ashton have a chance to make a most of a set piece. Tommy Marshall's going to talk you to from our referee Jack Lambert as well. Rossington Main are in FA Cup action today, but they are losing 1-0 to Newark Town. Reece Fielding has scored an own goal, the former Steels defender. So Alex Byrne is the man heading up to take this free kick on the left wing. The right winger will use his right foot to try and curl this ball in. Plenty of big figures in that box now. As the ball's curled in, looks like it's going to go behind the players and over the top in the end and out for a goal kick. It was hit too high, too far behind the defence, and all the defenders who've ran all the way up there will be disappointed as they run all the way back. In the Northern Counties, Liversidge are 1-0 up on Eccleshill. Liversidge looking good to try and return at the first attempt. Stockton Town have just taken the lead as well. Another team fighting for promotion this year, well, likely to be anyway. Jamie Bramwell has scored and put them ahead against Hyde United, one of Ashton's local rivals here. Now, Stockbridge do have the ball in the opposition half. Rawson gets it down. Marshall is trying to bring that down before he gets tackled. He will get tackled there. O'Connor tries to block a clearance, and he does as he spins out to the right. Charlesworth will take it. First time pass to Marshall. Marshall knocked down over. Will find it, get it to Charlesworth though before the ball goes out to play for a Stocksbridge throw. Charlesworth with a throw in as the Steels look to be the first team to breach the Ashton United defence today. One of Ashton's namesakes, Ashton Town in the FA Cup, already 1-0 down at Snodland. We'd like to do what Snodland's doing to their own Ashton. O'Connor throws it to O'Connor, back to Charlesworth, right to Marshall, who's been held up. Can't get the space for the cross, and eventually ricochets out for an Ashton throw. Stocksbridge just struggling to unlock this defence at the moment. Not had a shot yet in the first 16 minutes of this game. It's now an Ashton throw-in. On the left-hand side here for Newton to take. Launch forward, then headed on by White and going all the way to Byrne. I think Tinker just misread that slightly. As Byrne has it on the right wing, Tinker is one-on-one with him at the moment as Byrne is trying to figure out how to get past the full-back. Does get a cross in, flicked onto Osai, who brings it down, he's back to goal, lays it off now here for Doherty, who's trying to go round the outside of Charlesworth. Won't do that. Charlesworth with a sliding tackle blocks him, throwing to Ashton, but just for a moment, the Steel's defence was on its back heels. And it will be a throw-in, and looking at the way things are set up, it could well be a long one. It is Newton with the long throw to the 6-yard area. Heading into the 6-yard area, it bounces in the area before Townsend's able to claim it. A moment to worry, and now a big ball forward from Townsend trying to find Grezlak. It's a nice idea, but it does go out for a throw-in in the end. He just didn't have the direction quite right, Townsend, but respect the idea. It could have, Grezlak would have been one-on-one with a defender before going on goal. Ball going forward, trying to get it out towards Doherty. Comes off. Doherty will be a Stockbridge throw. I think there's some claims that Charlesworth was a bit too physical on that occasion. And it should be a free kick, but that has not been given. Charlesworth hits that ball long and far. Headed away by Bird. Stocksbridge throw-in. A few of the Stockbridge fans are behind that goal to the right of us. They're desperate to cheer Steele's first goal in this division for 11 years. Ball back to Turner now to Charlesworth. Can't go anywhere down the right. He's going to try and knock it down the right for Rawson. He does, and he gets tackled. It's another Stocksbridge throw-in. Interested to see what the rehearsed scheme is going to be for the Steels on this one. Rossington may have equalised since Newark Town. Dylan Mantle, the scorer. Charles right in the middle, head away to the edge of the area. Turner's racing to be the man onto it. Does try to knock it, look for Deacon, intercepted. Deacon would have had a lot of space after that made it. Delayed all the way out to Iggleton, who will send it over to Townsend now. He takes the touch, rolls it in front of him, and then Right-footed. We'll try to find that left wing again, but well read by Burke, who heads it away. Into the midfield it goes, where White will knock it forward, and Burns got the beat in there at Tinker, but Tinker's used his pace, got his foot in with a slide tackle. Out it will go, and it will be an Ashton throw-in. The Stock players really not happy about that. They think Tinker got it knocked off Burn for the throw-in, but the referee, Chet Lambert, disagreeing. Going forward, it will be the number 2, Luke Burke. As won't be a long throw like we saw from the left-hand side. He's looking for someone, but originally it looked like Burn was pulling forward, but he'll get it on the second attempt, Burn. Out to the right and trying to put a cross in. Tinker with another foot in, and it'll be another throw-in to Ashton. Been an even game so far. Stocksbridge will be happy how it's going, but they need to defend this, and it was a good idea. They found Osse in the corner of the box. He's pulled out, goes out to the right side to Burke, then back to Rowe. Rowe sideways to White, then back to Rowe again. He's looking for the switch here, and he finds Doherty really well, brings it down on his chest. Being pressed by 2 Stocksbridge players. Tries to knock it through. Marshall blocks it and then let it to Charles, who misses his clearance, and that's going to allow Doherty to get down the left, puts a cross in towards the near side, nothing on it, and Turner, well, his clearance just goes here to White. White, edge of the area, gives it to the sideways here to Tomlinson. Tomlinson's shot blocked by Eagledon. And Grezlak trying to hold it up, and he does. He shrugs off Rowe really nicely. Gets 2 men on him, gets it sideways to Deakin. And then back to Tinker, and there's going to be a foul here on Grezlak. That's brought up now in Stocksbridge will have the free kick. But the Steels made a couple of little slip-ups there that let Ashton in for a second. But good blocks were able to stop a shot. A bit testing Ben Townsend. 21 minutes gone in this game. A free kick which Townsend's going to come up and take. Watford 2-0 up on QPR through a name I cannot pronounce, I've just noted. So ball is with Townsend for this free kick. We do have another goal, some goals to tell you about elsewhere after this. There's a punch between Eagledon and connected with, well, punch running from Eastham and connected seemingly with Eagledon. Eagledon is back to his feet trying to get back after he's now back in the defence and back to Eastham himself. Eastham will now switch it, looking for the left-hand side, finds Doherty, brings it down on his chest so nicely, the left wing back with Newton, and then back it will go to the goalkeeper, Eastham. Takes his time with it short to Rowe, then back to Eastham, tried the press from O'Connor that was. He's going to look for Byrne on the right wing now, and Tinkerwell again, head it away. He had a man of the match performance on Tuesday night, and he's doing much the same today. As the ball's back on the right here for Burke. On the halfway line, this throw in. Stockton at 2-0 up against Hyde United. Jake Pettigene has scored and doubled the lead. Throw in taken now, goes to Rowe. Quite deep at the moment, immediately pressed by O'Connor. Forward to Burke. Tries in the middle to Ossé, back in the midfield, switch again to Doherty, who will have space. If he can bring this down, he does really nicely. Doherty cuts in on the inside, right foot shot blocked by the Chester Turner. Appeals for a handball, it never was. And it's cleared away, and Burke will collect it. Grezlak pressing him, causing all sorts of problems for Burke. He has to give it back to Eastham. Eastham now will knock it forward here to Rowe. Then it goes to Tomlinson. He's quite deep, Tomlinson. He's been hovering behind the strikers typically in this game. As the ball is not forward, looking for Ossé. A big wrestling match between him and Owen. Eagledon will read it well, heads it out to the left, right wing, and then the ball goes into the middle. Owen gets that away. Gets it to Grezlak, who tries to head into the middle looking for Rawson, but again he collects in the midfield, and O'Connor will miss that tackle. Rowe sends the ball forward. Gilchrist knocks it down here for Tomlinson. Tomlinson looks for Gilchrist. Charlesworth will let it go as it went to Townsend. We've got to tell you that Whitby Town are in the lead against Warrington. That's Warrington Town. That is Matty Timon, the scorer. You know, I've got a striker who usually scored a few times against Stocksbridge, which thankfully did not on Tuesday night. But he was close at the very, very end. As Deakin collects an interception, O'Connor back to Charlesworth, who sends out the right to Rawson. Can't get it under control, but it goes out to Marshall. Gets a bit of a look there, but then Marshall tackled. Clearance goes right back to Charlesworth. Charlesworth wants an option. He's got people going forward. He's going to get it down the channel looking for Grezlak. Newton will read it. Newton turns into his own flag and then just boots that one away. It's going to come off the top of this stand, I think. Well, off the top of the beer hut to the right of this main stand. Stocksbridge with a chance to try and make something. Hebburn are ahead against Lancaster City. That goal coming from Gary Martin. Charles waits for his time for the throw-in. Throw back to Charles and then to O'Connor, then to Charles, through to Turner on the right. Tackle goes in, another throw-in for Stocksbridge, closest to the corner flag. League Town are ahead. They're 1-0 on Morpeth, who had a break on Tuesday night. Connor Heath, the scorer. Seems like the timing of your buys might be really helpful. As Morpeth losing, we drew after our buy. Interesting to see what FC United do on Tuesday night. Ball cleared away by White after the throw in. Iggulden will collect it. Will be back to Townsend, who has to sprint back to get it to make sure it doesn't go out for a corner kick. He'll send the ball forward. He's looking for Rawson, who's having a bit of a wrestling match. Headed away by Newton. Turner will flick it back, looking for Rawson. Newton, though, just put a little nice, smart push in the back of Rawson. Was able to get it away. Ashton on the ball again. It's Byrne in centre midfield at the moment. Forward to Osei. Hold it up, back to Byrne on the right wing. Falls back, then back it goes to Birkin. He's almost robbed by Grezlak. Did get a touch, but then they're able to get in it. Tackle goes out for a Stocksbridge throw on the left wing. Huddersfield are leading against Blackpool, but now it's Blackpool 3, Huddersfield 1. Now Lennis has scored again. Ball thrown forward to Turner, who knocks it over the top of the defender, but no one's there for it. And Baird will clear to Osei, who brings it down well, back into Tomlinson, who turns well. It's a nice switch look for Doherty. Doherty gets a touch, but after Charles was pressing him, he has to go back to Newton. In middle to Tomlinson, who's dropped into defensive midfield at the moment. Spent the Stocksbridge front three haven't really had much space to work with when they have had the ball. As the ball goes on the right to Byrne, back into Tomlinson, who knocks it over the top. Owen will chase it, and Osei is trying to bring it down, and Osei will get it. Back to the right to Byrne, who puts a cross in. Good looking cross, and ends up just dipping wide before it can get to the 6-yard area. Goal kick. So it will be Townsend's goal kick to take now. Sheffield FC are losing 1-0 to Bootle. Harry Rimmer has scored for the Merseysiders. As the ball goes long here, head away. And then back to Turner. Grezlak chests it down to Rawson really nicely, but he's immediately met by two Ashton players, and they come away with the ball. Stockbridge trying to fight for it in the field, but Ashton able to get out to the left with Doherty, who has been very good in this first half. He always seems to find space and always seems to get a nice touch on the ball to bring down some of these switches. As he gives it back to Newton, forward, and then the one-touch pass here from Smith trying to find Doherty. Charlesworth uses his back to press him out and make sure he can't get anywhere near it. Goal kick, Stocksbridge. 27 minutes gone into the game. It remains 0-0. And a concern for Ashton is that Jason Gilchrist is down, injured in a no-contact injury, and they're the ones you have the biggest concerns for. He was the top scorer for Ashton last season, scored 22 goals as they got it to 5th in the table. And we're in the playoffs, so they end up losing to our local rivals, Worksop Town, in the semi-finals. Gilchrist is yet to score in the first 2 games of the season, but I don't think there's any concerns. People just think, no, he's going to get one at some point. He's currently getting treatment from the Ashton physios at the moment, as I think now this is being turned into an impromptu drinks break. Considering that we have got a very warm day here in Ashton. Perfect summer football weather. So as treatment continues, let's have a little look at what else is happening. So we'll take you through some of the Northern Premier League scores while we're here. So Cleethorpes is currently 0-0 against Bamber Bridge. Guiseley losing 1-0 to Rushall Olympic. Anthony Dwyer, the scorer there. Hednesford 0-0 with Workington. Workington lost 6-0 on Tuesday night, and against another one of the expected favourites for the league. Ilkeston 0-0 against Prescott Cables. Hebburn Town have took a 1-goal lead against Lancaster City from Gary Martin. Leek Town are 1-0 up against Morpeth. The goal from Connor Heath being the difference. 2-0 to Stockton Town against Hyde United.
Goals there from Jamie Bramwell and Jake Pettigene. It's also 2-0 to Warrington Rylands. Goals from Jake Burton and George Waring. And it's 1-0 to Whitby against Warrington. That goal comes from Matty Tyman. Yeah, will now be resuming. Some of the Ashton substitutes have been warming up. But Jason Gilchrist is now right in front of us. Looks like he will be able to return to the game, which is very good news for Ashton. And Townsend's just given his okay. And Gilchrist is just waiting for his own okay. Here comes Townsend's goal kick going forward. Looking for Rawson. Headed away from him goes to Deacon, who will... Well, he's trying to get to the right side. No one's there for it. Marshall, though, will bring it down quite well. Gets past one man as he tries to go around the outside. He needs a bit of help. We'll get it through Charlesworth. Goes back to him. Takes the touch. Short to Marshall. Puts in the middle for Charles. A great passing as he finds O'Connor on the right wing. O'Connor now putting the cross in. Rawson with the flicked on header will end up well wide. Deacon was trying to see if he could try and keep it in. It's a bit of a threat on goal there from the Steels. But some really nice football to give O'Connor the space. Maybe just bit late on taking that cross. Ashton has got the defenders back quite nicely after the second or two pause. So it will be a goal kick now for Ashton United to resume the game with. So back with Eastham now for this goal kick. Long ball forward, headed on by Osei, looking for Gilchrist, and Tinker will head away, but only back to Osei, who's being forced backwards at the moment. Out the right to Byrne. Byrne will just slow it down, then the crossing, look for Osei. Owen will read it and head it away, and it will bounce out for a throw-in. We haven't yet had a corner in this game. Very close to one on that occasion, 30 minutes gone. As Ashton looked to build around and back from the back and goes back to Burt, then a little back heel to Byrne, who I think thought about the first time cross, but saw Gresham was blocking, tries to get it around for Burt. Being read by Deacon back defending. He's done work at left back before and he's cleared out, but the deflection has only given it back to Ashton. But well read by Marshall, who tackles it off row, gets it out wide to Charles, who has some space. Rawson's calling for it up front, and he will be sent down the channel and out to play for a throw-in. And some of these balls falling along, and now Marshall has had the no contact injury. You can just see him. And so is Danny Deacon. We've got players down everywhere at the moment. Charles have just down. Deacon, sorry, on the far side down. Didn't spot that right in front of us. We did spot Marshall. Went for his knee, his right knee. He's back and he's limping at the moment. I think he might just, hopefully, just jarred himself, and a bit of jogging will get that done. But Deacon is one who's going to get treatment. No Liv Phillips here today. Pete Goldstraw, the coach, is out doing physio treatment. And hopefully we will see Deacon be able to control. But was that? Looked like Pete Goldstraw might have gestured for a substitute there. That would be the concerning news. You'd expect if the substitute was necessary that Sam Kay, who made his debut on Tuesday night, would come on. He was looked impressive in that debut as well. Deacon is now back to his feet though. Hopefully be able to return. Tommy Marshall looks all right now as well, after we had some concern for him. It's going to be a slow amble from Danny Deacon, and the way Danny Deacon is running off, I don't think he will be able to continue. Sam Kay is ready to go on the bench. We will have our first substitute on. As Sam Kay is about to replace Danny Deacon, who is going off with an injury. And the worry that we've just seen Laura Talley, who works in healthcare, is also going down to check on. That's a concern. And now the former Bridlington man will come on to replace Danny Deacon. Both have played for Rossington Main, and just seen the board has gone up and it says that number 9 is being replaced by number 11. Which is not what's happening. Actually, I think that might be what's happening over at... I say that, I think that's what's happening on Ashton's end. I think Jason Gilchrist is not able to continue, and he will be replaced by Luca Navarro. And that just shows what it's like being in this division. You see a player who's as talented as Gilchrist head off, and he's replaced by, another very talented player in Lucas Navarro. I think the announcer enjoyed saying Luca Navarro. I think it's just a very nice name to say. I think I'll concur with that as a commentator. Ashton, big ball forward, just going to go out for a goal kick. Probably have a few minutes out of time with a couple of the injuries we've had, lengthy delays. Whereas I expect about 3 minutes at a time. So back with Townsend for a goal kick. As the ball goes forward from the goalkeeper. Looking for Rawson, headed away from him, back to the middle to Turner. He's clearly being blocked there by White, and Eagledon will try to away, bounce in midfield. Osei is going to be the man to take it over. Knocks it out to the right to Byrne, and he's going to find the overlap of Burke. Beats Tinker with that one. Kay back defending. This might be his first action, but it's going to be passed back to Rowe. Rowe, left-footed ball out to the wing. Charles misses his header. That is going to allow number 11 to come in. Luca Navarro tries to curl a shot, and that's just his danger already, as Charles missed that initial header. Luca Navarro with the curling shot wide in the end, but a good opportunity for Ashton. Remains 0-0 here after 36 minutes. Just noticed that the 40-plus-year-old Kevin Ellison has got a goal for Vauxhall Motors today in the FA Cup. He must be getting close to one of the oldest ever FA Cup scorers. So as he goes back for Townsend for yet another goal kick for him. Takes it, sends it well forward. He's looking for Rawson, who's getting wrestled again, headed away, and Kay will try to return it, but intercepted again. Bit of head tennis. Kay knocks it forward to Grejlak. First time push finds Rawson. He puts the pass forward looking for Grejlak. It looks like we met first by Baird. Grejlak tries to press, but Baird turns Grejlak quite well. Rawson presses, gets a block. It's going to bounce awkwardly on the line. Rawson pressing. He'll be appeals for a free kick, and he's going to get it as Rawson put his arm on the back of the defender. So the ball will be out for a free kick for Easton to take, as 37 minutes have gone in not the most exciting first half. Ashton have had the better opportunities so far. Stocksbridge haven't really had much to say on goal at the moment. They're hoping that when their time comes they will take it. Head forward, Turner looks to win in midfield, knocked away and trying to fight for it with Osei. In the middle being fought with O'Connor, and we battle Tomlinson, and then O'Connor will come away with it. O'Connor now down the channel for Rawson. Rawson will be collected up by White, who sends it back to Easton. Rawson will slowly press. I don't think that was ever a real thing to happen, as it went through to Doherty. Then out to Navarro, taking place here on the left-hand side. Cuts into the middle. Got a lot of room to work with before just knocking it back to Burke. Burke over the halfway line. Out to right, knocked into the middle again, and Burke is going to bundle his way through a few players, and then he just loses track of himself. Just keep the ball though, and now gets out to Byrne. Byrne faced up with a couple of players. He's needing an option. He has to go back to Burke in the end. And back into defence and back to Rowe. And then all the way back to Newton. Then over to Rowe again, who will take this forward. Switched out to the right to Burke. Brings it down well. Trying to cut in the middle. Kay trying to follow. Ball put into the middle. And it's a nice little knofter ball by White. Takes a shot. Well stayed by Townsend. It's back with Byrne, who takes a shot looking for the far post. Just over Navarro's head. He kicks a water bottle in frustration. It's a goal kick. That's the closest I think Ashton can say they've come to a goal in that game. First time Townsend's really been tested. He pulls out wide as if he's a handball keeper. But Townsend is just down on his knees at the moment. He's slow to get back up. Yep. And yeah, I think because that's hit him in the chest, he's been a bit winded there. And he will get his water bottle that was just kicked by Luca Navarro. I think he's a quick drink. Hello, Gareth Flynn saying no Jack Degushi. Degushi's on the bench today, could make his debut later on. Definitely a nice little option to have off the bench. Especially he's one of the few soccer players with step-free experience, having been on loan at FC United for a short period. Townsend will send the ball forward. And forward, Gresham trying to get to it, but headed away by the number 2 Burke. Ends up going out for a Stocksbridge throw. And in front of the photographer, Mike Bailey. Just said about Niall Ennis, he's got 2 goals for Blackpool today. Now he's been sent off. So he's for 36 minutes, come in, scored twice, gone home. Can't fault, can you? As Tinker goes forward, look for Rawson. Back it goes to Kay. Chip ball, look for the left, but well too high. Ends up going out of play. But a nice idea from the former Bridlington midfielder. 40 minutes gone. 0-0 here. Ball on the right hand side for Burke to take. Taking his time with Burke, he is for what is just a throw in. Then launched it forward. Tinker tries to head it off the back row, but it stays in play. Little things like that just aren't working it for Stocksbridge at the moment. Ashton on the ball, not forward but over the top of everyone. Eagledon will take it under control and back it will go to Townsend. Takes the touch, sends it forward, looking for Rawson, but headed away by Baird. Knocked on by Byrne. Owen will just follow that, and it's before it goes out of play for a throw-in. Rotherham United are 1-0 down away at Cardiff City. Salek, the scorer for the Bluebirds. The ball now back with Jack Tinker. Launched it forward, looking for Rawson. Head away from him, will go out for a goal kick. Tinker with another throw further up, just under the floodlights. That's what I don't think we're going to need today, thankfully, after our problems at Whitby with the one setting on fire. It's ended up giving the ball back to Ashton, but Sam Kay's won the ball, knocks it out to O'Connor. Charlesworth will get it as he moves forward. Richards urged them to be quicker in their attack, as Charlesworth has to go back to O'Connor. O'Connor now trying to go down the channel to Turner, then goes to Charlesworth. His cross is blocked, throwing for Stocksbridge as the Steels look to end this half with a bit of positive momentum. You know how important goals can be just before the end of the first half. Turner's pass back, not great. Charleston just knocked it in the air. Marshall got a touch onto it later, and it will go out in the end for an Ashton throw, and that ends that attack. 42 minutes gone in this game. I would expect a couple of minutes added on with a few injuries. We've had 2 go off with injury. One's for Stocksbridge, one for Ashton. Both big misses as Danny Deacon and Jason Gilchrist made their way off. Ball sent forward. Eagledon can only get into midfield. Kay will get it. He just sends it away. Rawson will look to challenge. He gets a bit of a shove of Newton as he was trying to get to it though. And it's headed away. Tinker will head it, return it. Reg headed forward looking for Kay. Kay looking for the 50-50. Won though by Burke. And out to the right it will go. And now it's with Byrne, who's quite deep being pressed. We'll give it back to Burke. Middle to Rowe. Then back again to Burke, who will send it forward looking for Osei. Osei bringing it down well though. Knocked it out to the left and then not forward over to right to Byrne, who's got lots of space. It's an opportunity now for Ashton as Burns on the right hand side moves into the box, facing up with Owen. Owen blocks the first shot. Owen's trying to get the second, gets him out of the box, but Byrne will still have it as Owen presses. Into the corner flag it goes. Owen gets a tackle and will be national throwing. Well dealt with by the Steel's defence. You have to praise Stocksbridge's defence on that occasion as Bootle go 2-0 up through Harry Rimmer against Sheffield FC. Ashton trying to break through the Steel's defence now. Gets it out to Tomlinson. Back out to right. High. Lofted ball to the edge of the area. Headed towards the edge of the area then, and O'Connor will clear out, but only back he goes to Rowe, but he loses the ball. Stockbridge trying to get forward, but it's gone back to Baird. Back to Easton. Easton touch, and he just... Well, it's lucky that Steel play weren't there, because it was good to shake where we were at, but it was loose. Ball ends up going forward back to Townsend. 44 minutes gone. So half times are coming in from elsewhere in the Premier League. Tottenham are leading 1-0 against Burnley. As Marshall loses the ball to Rowe there, who's been a rock in that defensive midfield role for Ashton in this game. Burn tried to get the ball to switch, but blocked. Just notice that we've got weird numbers going on. Lewis White has moved up to centre forward since Jason Gilchrist gone off. So we've got the sight of a number 5 up front, which is melting my brain a bit. Not gonna lie. Usually only see that in the last few minutes when the defender turns into a striker. Some plenty of goals elsewhere. We'll tell you about some of them in a bit. So as I was saying, it's 3 minutes added time. It will take place. That's just been announced. Stocksbridge have got a throw in, quite controversially. Bamber Bridge are leading against Cleethorpes Town. Ewan Banjay, the scorer. Plenty of drama happening elsewhere as Stockton are now drawing 2-2 with Hyde. Hyde have come back. Goals from Jordan Scanlon and Jack Redshaw equalising the game. And Warrington Ryanley is now 3-0 up on Gainsborough Trinity. The latest goal coming from Jake Burton, his second of the game. Stockton trying to get the ball forward, but it will be cleared away again by Baird. Kay will contest it. Turner will win the header though. Charles and O'Connor though get themselves mixed up, and now Ashton will try to make most of Charles being out of position, but Eagledon reads it well. Back to Townsend. Tries a short-term pass, and I wondered if that was going to be a free kick to Stocksbridge because there was a bit of after between Navarro and Townsend. Nothing given on that one though. Throw into Ashton, taken, goes back into the defence to Newton. And then back it goes all the way to Baird. Out to right though to Burke. And back into the defence as Ashton will look to build slowly. Both teams will want to end this half well. Switched over to the right hand side. Tinker will head it away and out for a Ashton throwing very close to the edge of the penalty area. All trying to go down the right hand side, but Kay will make the most of a poor dribble, and he's going to take it out, maybe a bit slow there. Tries to get it to Greshlat, knocks it in the middle for Marshall, brings it down. Marshall switched out to Charlesworth, in the middle to Greshlat. Greshlat, not back to O'Connor. O'Connor gets it out wide here. Turner who's going to carry on with it. He's got Marshall as an option. Takes Marshall on the inside. Marshall puts the cross in, blocked. Corner. Our first corner of the game right at the end of this half, and we know how strong Stocksbridge are from these set pieces. Turner will take it with Deakin off the pitch. Can Stocksbridge, who have, not, I wouldn't say they're in the worst side, but they're second best at the moment. Ashton are edging the match, have the better chances. They could have one here. Turner looking for the far post, headed away by Ashton and then knocked out by White. It was being well dealt with, that corner. Now Tinker on the ball, slowing it down. Now we'll switch it towards the right, looking for Turner. Takes a touch, tries to knock it off the defender, will knock it off, but Turner tried to keep it in a bit daftly there. And in the end, it's actually gone out already for a Stocksbridge throw-in. So Stocksbridge continued. That came off the top of the stand. Just heard that, and a pigeon has just bolted. I think it came close to that thing. It's actually been given as an Ashton. It's actually been, the linesman had initially flagged for a Stocksbridge throw, but now it's being given as an Ashton one. So I'm not entirely sure what's happened there, as we have now had our 3 minutes of added time. So here comes the throw-in launch long. Eagledon will head it away, looking for Rawson, and he will get it after a touch by Rowe. Ross tried to get past the man. It's out for a Stockbridge throw. We are beyond the 3 minutes. We're expecting half-time any minute now. As Charlesworth has the ball in hand for this throw-in. Forward to Marshall, then back to Charlesworth. Tried to get back. But that, as it went out for a throw-in, that will be it for the first half. It's 0-0 here at the Hurst Cross Stadium between Ashton United and Stocksbridge Park Seals. Not much in this game, really. Not many chances. The biggest chance going for Luca Navarro, whose curler would have been a spectacular goal, but it went wide of the far post. It's 0-0 here at the Hurst Cross. We will see you in 15 minutes. Waiting for months.
And here we go. So Stocksbridge Park Steels get us underway. Back towards Townsend, who will just take it 2 feet. Can pick it up when he wants to, but instead will take his time with it and roll it out in front of him before launching it forward, looking for Rawson. Heads it on. Tommy Marshall will get it. It's Baker Greshak's in the middle, but Marshall is teetering low and not far off. It was the first we thought that lob cross was going to end up well above the bar. Bland. Stocksbridge presses, working well as Bland will get it out looking towards the right and headed away well by Tinker, but only going to go back now to McGrath. In fact, trying to find the right side again. Will find it well, but then Deakin, tackles, just giving it back to the midfielder. Into middle looking for Timon, but Eagledon steps in and clears it away. But it's only back now with Hawkins. Ball down the channel to the right-hand side. Looking to get it onto his left, but being held up. Back out now to Hawkins, puts the ball in, blocked. And then here comes a volley over the bar. And caught that, hit a house then for a second. Cameron Wilson scoring for the team relegated to that division. Well, going forward, head away into the field. O'Connor knocks it forward before it's cleared up. Owen will head it up away into the air. Turner fighting for it sideways, but loses out. Chimalio will continue forward, turns well onto his right, takes a shot. Met by a brilliant tackle by Turner. Chimalio gets the ball back though, and then Stocksbridge eventually do almost get away. They just pass it back to Collins. Collins out to the left now to Harrison. Harrison moving on this field, will take a shot. It ends up skimming on the ground, and Townsend will claim that pretty simply. Alex O'Connor and Curtis Turner hovering on the edge of the area. Deakin lofts it in, looking for Owen, gets the header, it's on target, but it bounced on the ground before Blanton gets it. Watts here, who will have a bit of a tussle with Tinker, and Tinker does well, gets it away, but nothing's been given for, that's Tinker went down, and then Tinker goes down against the second tackle there. Tinker will carry the ball forward. Ball going forward, looking for Greshak, looks onto Marshall, comes off the back of his leg, but Greshak knocks it sideways to O'Connor, who's got a chance to run into it, onto some space on this right wing. Charles will stay off Ashton. O'Connor will get in the middle. Rawson tries to get in the middle. Rawson dribbling. He's got the chance for the shot. Takes a shot. Just wide. Lou Rawson. He does really well to take it wide to get the space for the shot. Or is he now going to leave it for Connor Smith? Yep, leaves it for Connor Smith in the end. From back, then cleared away. Rawson says sideways. Marshall drops back to collect. He's back to goal and he gets tackled and loses it to Hawkins, who gets out to Watts. Flick on, look at Chimalio. Some lovely football from Whitby. A beautiful back heel, powerful shot that ends up bouncing awkwardly wide. In the end, the shot was the worst part about that. That was some liquid football from Whitby. Collins comes away with it. Collins puts in the middle, looking for Chimalio. Lovely pass to him. Gets a shot from Charles, but into the middle to McGrath. McGrath's continuing. He's not being pressed, and he tries to get through the legs of Tinker, and then he goes back to Hawkins. Hawkins will take the shot straight to Townsend into the middle. Owen will clear it away, still on the edge of the area. Marshall's trying to get it out, but he's been tackled. Here comes McGrath. He's trying to do a few shaky legs, and then the tackle goes in from Owen, and then cleared away. The Steels survive for now, but big options in the middle, like Luke Rawson and Elliot Owen, your two main targets in there. High left one, looking for the far post. Bland will punch it. O'Connor will put it right back in. No, my Eagledon off the line! Paul Eagledon almost with the goal. It's a lovely flicked on ball by O'Connor. He gets the head on this game. Reigns 0-0 here.
Work it, I'll work
Ball
it.
back to Smith, who will carry it forward.
Well done, Al. Excellent.
Smith holds it up into midfield to
Well,
McGrath.
keep going,
Then
Steels.
it goes to Nelson, then McGinley. McGinley then to Nelson again as Whitby try to figure out their plan of attack. They go down the right. McGrath, who's pulled onto the right-hand side here. Greshak wrestling here. Bit of pulling and shoving between the two as McGrath will continue despite that. Goes down the right. Not it looking at McGrath, bit loose, and that allowed Turner to get him, but Turner gives it back. McGrath will take it. Shot, look for the near post. Townsend sees it all the way and claims it. Pillman saying, come on, you mighty Steels. Well, with Collins on the left. Sending it down the channel, but tied by Charles. If we're going to lost the ball here. And here comes Whitby on the attack. Cross into the middle. Owen heads it up into the air, but it's not fully away. Whitby looking to bring it down. And McGrath takes a shot, good looking shot. Wide of the far post. Townsend.
Well up.
And well in. Barnett does well to hit it in.
And again,
And then
Steels.
headed away into midfield. Woods just knocks it over Barnett.
Barnett
Barnett gets knocked
Steels.
in, and it's going to be fought for by Deakin, who gets it back into defence for Whitby, who clear it away. Headed away by Owen. Clears out, goes to Watson, who's going to try and touch it. Gets it back into Kay. Kay gets it out towards the right here, where Morris has it. Morris going to get down to the right. He's been met though by Collins. Dribbles into the box. Watson trying to tackle. Cleared away by Collins and to the edge of the area where Turner is. Turner puts a cross in. Free header! And it's all safe on the line! Bland wanted to get a hand onto it, but he was still dribbling backwards there as Danny Deakin got the header. And just as he was about to cross the line and give Stocksbridge a lead, Bland saves the day. 0-0 here. Oh, that could have been it. That could have been Stocksbridge's very first win on Whitby. They've not won here ever. 7 matches and 7 visits to this stadium, no wins to the Steels. Only 1 draw out of the rest have been Whitby wins. And Whitby are on the attack now. They're on the edge of the area before Kay just does a very daft shoulder barge and gives away a daft free kick. Here comes Whitby. We're going to chip it towards the far post. Eagledon heads it, goes to the edge of the 6-yard area. It's slimmed, it's still on, shot on. It's on the bar twice, Townsend claws it away! I know it's a similar thing to what happened before. Hit the bar and then it's gone out for a corner kick. Whitby may be the team that get the last attack in this game. Throwing down line, headed on into the box, cleared away by Eagledon. Back into Nelson, who gets it out to Smith on the right. Will be met by Barnett. Smith missed his first move, but he does get it on the second time, out to the right wing. Being forced back is Rivers, then back to Gell. Gell hitting the diagonal ball into the box. Goes back to the far hand side. It's a good one, and it's sliced, goes to the edge of the area, takes a shot, just wide of the far post. And again, Whitby come close. They are so close to snatching this at the end, just as they did at Workington. 0-0, but it's not a boring 0-0. And there it is, 0-0 here, but do not think it's a ball draw for a second. Both teams could have won it in the last 3 minutes by inches, by absolute inches. Bland clawed a Danny Deakin header off the line, and then at the other end, 2 chances, one that was clawed off the line, Townsend, and one that hit the bar. And then they hit another one just over the bar. It's 0-0 here between Whitby and Stocksbridge Park Steels. I have been... This is the game we have been waiting for months as Danny Deakin stands over the ball. Final few checks from our referee. And here we go. So Stocksbridge Park Steels get us underway. Back towards Townsend, who will just take it 2 feet. Can pick it up when he wants to, but instead will take his time with it and roll it out in front of him before launching it forward, looking for Rawson. Heads it on. Tommy Marshall will get it. It's Baker Greshak's in the middle, but Marshall is teetering low and hit not far off. It was, the first we thought that lob cross was going to end up, well above the bar. Bland. Stocksbridge presses, working well as Bland will get it out, looking towards the right and headed away well by Tinker, but only going to go back now to McGrath. In fact, trying to find the right side again. Will find it well, but then Deakin, tackles, just giving it back to the midfielder. Into middle, looking for Timon, but Eagledon steps in and clears it away. But it's only back now with Hawkins. Ball down the channel to the right-hand side. Looking to get it onto his left, but being held up. Back out now to Hawkins, puts the ball in, blocked. And then here comes a volley over the bar. And caught that, hit a house then for a second. Cameron Wilson scoring. For the team relegated to that division. Well, going forward, head away into the field. O'Connor knocks it forward before it's cleared up. Owen will head it up away into the air. Turner fighting for it sideways, but loses out. Chimalio will continue forward, turns well onto his right, takes a shot. Met by a brilliant tackle by Turner. Chimalio gets the ball back though, and then Stocksbridge eventually do almost get away. They just pass it back to Collins. Collins out to the left now to Harrison. Harrison moving on this field, will take a shot. It ends up skimming on the ground and Townsend will claim that pretty simply. Alex O'Connor and Curtis Turner hovering on the edge of the area. Peeking, lofts it in, looking for Owen, gets the header, it's on target, but it bounced on the ground before Blanton gets it. Watts here, who will have a bit of a tussle with Tinker, and Tinker does well, gets it away, but nothing's been given for, that's Tinker went down, and then Tinker goes down against the second tackle there. Tinker will carry the ball forward. Ball going forward, looking for Grejlak, looks onto Marshall, comes off the back of his leg, but Grejlak knocks it sideways to O'Connor, who's got a chance to run into it, onto some space on this right wing. Charles will still have an Ashton. O'Connor will get in the middle. Rawson tries to get in the middle. Rawson dribbling. He's got the chance for the shot. Takes the shot. Just wide. Lou Rawson. He does really well to take it wide to get the space for the shot. Or is he now going to leave it for Connor Smith? Yep, leaves it for Connor Smith in the end. Going back, then cleared away. Rawson says sideways. Marshall drops back to collect. He's back to goal, and he gets tackled and loses it to Hawkins, who gets out to Watts. Flick on, look at Jamalio. Some lovely football from Whitby. A beautiful back heel, powerful shot that ends up bouncing awkwardly wide. In the end, the shot was the worst part about that. That was some liquid football from Whitby. Collins comes away with it. Collins puts in the middle, looking for Chimalio. Lovely pass to him. Gets a shot from Charles, but into the middle to McGrath. McGrath's continuing. He's not being pressed, and he tries to get through the legs of Tinker, and then he goes back to Hawkins. Hawkins will take the shot straight to Townsend into the middle. Owen will clear it away, still on the edge of the area. Marshall's trying to get it out, but he's been tackled. Here comes McGrath. He's trying to do a few shaky legs, and then the tackle goes in from Owen, and then cleared away. The Steels survive for now, but big options in the middle, like Luke Rawson and Elliot Owen, your two main targets in there. High left one, looking for the far post. Bland will punch it. O'Connor will put it right back in. No, my Eagledon off the line! Paul Eagledon almost with the goal. It's a lovely flicked on ball by O'Connor. He gets the head on this game. Reigns 0-0 here.
Work it, I'll work
Ball
it.
back to Smith, who will carry it forward.
Well done, Al. Excellent.
Smith holds it up into midfield to
Well,
McGrath.
keep going,
Then
Steels.
back it goes to Nelson, then McGinley. McGinley then to Nelson again as Whitby try to figure out their plan of attack. They go down the right. McGrath, who's pulled onto the right-hand side here. Gray's like wrestling with him. Going to pull in and shove in between the two as McGrath will continue despite that. Goes down the right. Not it looking at McGrath, bit loose, and that allowed Turner to get him, but Turner gives it back. McGrath will take it. Shot, look for the near post. Townsend sees it all the way and claims it. Pillman saying, come on, you mighty Steels. Well, with Collins on the left. Sending down the channel, but tied by Charles. If he's going to lost the ball here. And here comes Whitby on the attack. Cross into the middle. Owen heads it up into the air, but it's not fully away. Whitby looking to bring it down. And McGrath takes a shot, good looking shot. Wide of the far post. Townsend.
Well up.
And well in. Barnett does well to hit it in.
And again,
And then
Steels.
headed away into midfield. Woods just knocks it over Barnett.
Barnett.
Barnett gets knocked in, and it's going to be fought for by Deakin, who gets it back into defence for Whitby, who clear it away. Headed away by Owen, clears out, goes to Watson, who's going to try and touch it, gets it back into Kay. Kay gets it out towards the right here, where Morris has it. Morris going to get down to the right. He's been met though by Collins. Dribbles into the box. Watson trying to tackle. Cleared away by Collins and to the edge of the area where Turner is. Turner puts a cross in. Free header! And it's safe on the line! Bland wanted to get a hand onto it, but he was still dribbling backwards there as Danny Deakin got the header. And just as he was about to cross the line and give Stocksbridge a lead, Bland saves the day. 0-0 here. Oh, that could have been it. That could have been Stocksbridge's very first win on Whitby. They've not won here ever. 7 matches and 7 visits to this stadium, no wins for the Steels. Only 1 draw out of the rest have been Whitby wins. And Whitby are on the attack now. They're on the edge of the area before Kay just does a very daft shoulder barge and gives away a daft free kick. Here comes Whitby. We're going to chip it towards the far post. Eagledon heads it, goes to the edge of the 6-yard area. It's slimmed, it's still on, shot on. It's on the bar twice, Townsend claws it away! I know it's a similar thing to what happened before. Hit the bar and then it's gone out for a corner kick. Whitby may be the team that get the last attack in this game. Throwing down line, headed on into the box, cleared away by Eagledon. Back into Nelson, who gets it out to Smith on the right. Will be met by Barnett. Smith missed his first move, but he does get it on the second time, out to the right wing. Being forced back is Rivers, then back to Gell. Gell in the diagonal, ball into the box, goes back to the far hand side. It's a good one, and it's sliced, goes to the edge of the area, takes a shot, just wide of the far post. And again, Whitby come close. They are so close to snatching this at the end, just as they did at Workington. 0-0, but it's not a boring 0-0. And there it is, 0-0 here, but do not think it's a ball draw for a second. Both teams could have won it in the last 3 minutes by inches, by absolute inches. Bland clawed a Danny Deakin header off the line, and then at the other end, 2 chances, one that was clawed off the line, Townsend, and one that hit the bar. And then they hit another one just over the bar. It's 0-0 here between Whitby and Stocksbridge Park Steels. I have been...
Hello and welcome back to the Hurst Cross Stadium for the second half of Ashton United versus Stocksbridge Park Steels. I am your commentator, Adam Allcroft, for this game, and it is 0-0 here. Stocksbridge didn't really have any chances to speak of. Ashton had a couple, good save from Townsend, doing the full star motion to make the save, and Luke Navarro's curling effort, seeing them come close to a goal. But right now it's 0-0. Steels probably do want to show more up front though in this game, because they haven't really done much yet. I suspect we might see Jordan Barnett and Jack DeGruchy later on in this half. So everyone's ready on the pitch. Like referee Jack Lambert is here. We are almost ready. Time for another 45 minutes plus of football action as both teams look for a vital 3 points. Ashton thinking about promotion, the Steels thinking every few points gets us safer in this league. Alex O'Connor standing over the ball for Stockton, and here we go. Quite unexpectedly, just came out of nowhere. That is Stocksbridge get the game underway. We're in the yellow shirts, blue shorts, blue socks, kicking from right to left, while Ashton United are in the red shirts, white shorts, white socks, kicking from left to right. We'll go through the teams in a second. Tinker throws out to Rawson on the left wing. He's got some space there, puts across in blocks. It's an early corner for the Steels. So let's go through Ashton's team quickly while this corner sets up. Jordan Eastham in goal, then Luke Burke, Josh Doherty, Lewis White, Sam Baird, Alex Byrne, Callum Rowe. Luke Navarro has replaced Jason Gilchrist after his injury in the first half. Darius Say, William Tomlinson and Sean Newton. We'll go through the Stockbridge team after this corner has happened. Turner here on the left wing will take this. Right-footed, in-swinger, here it goes, in it goes. And it goes to the far post, bounces in the box first to his bed. Kay will knock it back into the box, head away, will go to Turner on the left, takes it down. Will look to put the cross in block, goes back to Turner, now on the left, comes off Grezlak's chest, and then it's cleared away. Tinker will be onto it first. He's in the sort of centre-back, just inside the Ashton half. Back out to O'Connor, left-footed, looping ball in, headed away to the edge of the area. No one's in the edge of the area again, but if you head out to Kay, Kay will take the shot, powerful shot, oh, off the bar! And then it's cleared away for it can get to Eagledon, but Eagledon gets it on the left wing. Kay. Back to Turner. 2K again, we'll put another cross in. Headed away. But Charles will head it towards the right wing. No one's there. We'll go for a throw-in, but oh my lord, what a shot it was from South K. A powerful dynamite of an effort that fizzed, and it looked certain for the top corner, but it cracked off the bar. It remains 0-0 here. Sam K coming very close to the opening goal of not just this game, but of Stocksbridge season. Back here, Ashton will throw it forward. We'll go through the Stockbridge team shortly as Owen tries to head it back forward. O'Connor tries to give it head to the side here by White, who clears it up, and this could end up being a situation as Will Tomlinson is trying to bundle his way through. Eagledon will have to head it out for a throw-in. Navarro will get onto it and just think about taking it quickly, instead he'll leave it. So let's go through the Stockbridge team. It's Ben Townsend in goal, then Tom Charles at right back, Tinker on the left, Turner in central midfield, Owen Eagledon at centre back, Sam Kay, who came on for Danny Deakin, and Alex O'Connor at the rest of the central midfielders. Luke Rawson in centre forward, then Oliver Grezlak and Tommy Marshall on the wings. The bench is Jazz Gundry, Jordan Barnett, James Morrison, Jack DeGruchy. Ball out to Burke on the right. Then over it goes here to Byrne, who's down and loses the ball to Grezlak. A break is on for Stocksbridge. Grezlak, he got Rawson wants it, sends it forward to Rawson, trying to go past the keeper, but he's onto a narrow angle and it's blocked, and then the keeper able to jump onto it. Stocksbridge better though. That counter attack looked good for a moment. Rawson perhaps just not putting enough commitment onto his touch around the keeper allowed Eastham to get to it and push him out wide, and then he would make a fairly simple save from very close range. It's better from Stocksbridge. Some early opportunities for the Steels who've come out firing in this second half. Marshall's trying to get past a few players, and in the end I think it's given as a Stocksbridge free kick. 48 minutes gone, 0-0 here. We take my Turner as Stocksbridge look to fire in the set pieces. It's been a good start to this second half. Plenty of drum banging over by the Ashton fans to our right, and here comes Turner's free kick. Goes a bit far behind it, head up into the air by Ashton, then ends out to the edge of the area. Kay will put it back into middle. Marshall is trying to turn his man at the moment, having a real problem with it, and he is dispossessed, and then eventually White is able to get it away. Charlesoff sends it down the wing, but no one's there for it. Newton should be able to do it. Rawson's back, not great by Newton, who then just has to send it away. Goes to Kay, who takes the touch. He's got a chance for another shot if he wants it. So he's going to lay it off to the right here. Then try to find Kay in the middle. Cleared away. Out for a Stocks throw. But how good have Stocks been since the start of this second half? Back it goes to Eagledon. Then to Charlesworth. Back to Eagledon. Very far forward. As he goes all the way back to Owen, the furthest man back. Then to Eagledon, who's dropped deep back in their own half. Knocked down the channel, looking for a runner. O'Connor, bit too hit. Actually, Grezlak could get to it. Eastham will just ghost it and allow it to go past him, make sure that Grezlak couldn't nip on. Goes out for a Ashton goal kick. 49 minutes gone, 0-0 here. Exciting start. Sheffield Wednesday had gone 2-0 down early on in their half. Dylan Mubamba on loan from West Ham scoring for Stoke. In the Premier League, Brighton have taken the lead against Fulham. Matt O'Reilly has scored from spot. Back with the goalkeeper, Eastham now, who will send this long. I say he's trying to judge it in the sunlight here. Struggled to do so. That might be something Ben Townsend off watch. He's not got his keeper's cap on at the moment. As well as back with Rowe, moves out to the right, gives it to Burt. Gets it out to right, headed on, but then Owen will read it and clear it away. Rawson will look to cause a problem, but headed away by Baird. Grezlak fighting for it, Rogue holding on. Grezlak will try to come away with it, then just rescued by Tomlinson. Tinker weren't great with that, he gave it back to Burke there, and ball not long for Orsay, who will have a tussle now with Owen on this right wing. Back to Byrne. Byrne, cross going in, look for the far post. It's a good looking cross. Charlesworth has to head it away. Hey, back out now to Doherty. Ashton on the attack. Survived that early 5 minutes from the Steels where they were on fire. Sam Kay's brilliant shot that hits the bar. Ball goes into cross, and Townsend would have wanted that. Eagledon headed away, but it does go back to Charlesworth, who will send it forward. He finds Rawson, who can't hold it onto it. Then Tomlinson getting in, and then Rawson could have been penalised for bundling into him. Not given, as O'Connor will get sideways to Eagledon. Now back out to Charlesworth. Charlesworth down the channel, looking for the runner Grezlak, who's moved into centre forward in that role, but will be covered here by Baird. And there was a little push, and Grezlak almost shoves him over the boundary fence here. I think Sam Baird wants some words with Golfer Grezlak after that, and Grezlak's just running away casually. I mean, got away with that one a bit. Could have been a yellow card. That sort of thing is a bit dangerous, really. Back it is now with Eastham. Doncaster Rovers have taken the lead against Wycombe Wanderers. Billy Sharp has scored. He's just going to keep on going on forever and ever and ever. Won't be shocked if he ends up here as a 45-year-old, to be honest. Hednesford has gone 2-0 upon Workington as well. Quick goals from Simeon May and Johnny Edwards has given them the lead. Ball gone forward. Turner misjudges that header a bit, but does get to O'Connor before Rowe nips in and knocks it forward. Owen will clear it away. Cleared right back by Burke. Tinker can only head it up into the air and out for a throw-in. Just hearing Ashton's manager, Steve Cunningham, telling his team just to settle down for a second. I think been a bit rattled by the way that Stocksbridge have come out in this second half. So back it is here with Burke for the throw, throws it into the middle, finds Asay, who tries to bring it down, can't do so. Eagledon will get it away. Headed back away with Ashton into midfield, flicked on. Finds Tomlinson, tries to get back to Burke, just a bit behind him, and he's forced backwards by Grezlak's press. Goes all the way back to Eastham now, who takes the touch, and it's just over Marshall's head as that ball was just fired out to his feet. As the ball just with Baird now in defence, out to Burke. Not many options, they use it out to Rowe sideways, Steele's keeping their shape well, something they're very proud of as a team. Out to Burke. Carries forward, hits the diagonal. Looking for Eagledon, who heads it out towards the edge area, and Turnham loses the ball there, and before Tinker able to step in clear, Eagledon is down with an injury at the moment. Game has not stopped with Rawson pressing on Baird. Baird trying to turn out to Rawson. Rawson, I thought might have just fouled him just to stop the game because Eagledon's carrying it out. Townsend's calling for the referee to stop the game, and we all do is Eagledon doesn't look particularly well at the moment. His legs are splaying out in pain at the moment. He is. It's the movement as he's in real pain, and that's the concern. I'm wondering what the problem is there to be that. Townsend was very keen on shouting as Ashton's physio was the first on the scene. Now Pete Goldstraw head over said we have no Liv Phillips today. And there's some concerning scenes here for Paul Eagledon down. Not entirely sure. There was a collision. The elbows are the thing that might be the problem. It's the fact that you know when you get cramp in your leg and you just end up spraining your legs all about because you're just in so much pain. That's what he was doing a bit of. And that is just a concern, seeing as both Ashton and physio and Pete Goldstraw are working on Eagledon at the moment while we have a drinks break. Would be a big blow to lose Eagledon at this point in the season. One of Stocksbridge's best players last season, having come on loan from Hull City, has made that loan permanent this summer. Sunderland have taken a lead against West Ham in the Premier League. May end of the score there. Try and just wait and see what happens with Eagledon. Jazz Gundry is the centre back that would come on if Eagledon is unable to continue. It would be the second injury of the game for Stocksbridge. And while some people have questions of how many players the Steels have who are not here today, and yet we are going to have a substitute here because Ben Townsend is gesturing for it. We will see Jazz Gundry come on and make his debut shortly. It's a very tough game for him to come into halfway through the second half and have this change. Well, you presume it's going to be Jazz Gundry anyway, unless Ian Richards has a tactical switch in mind. And yeah, it will be Jazz Gundry, just getting confirmation that they're putting 12 on the board. So, Eagledon holding his arm will head off now. Hopefully that's not serious and he will be able to keep playing. Maybe his wrist actually looking at it. He's not happy as he heads off. Worries that's out of dislocation. Jazz Gundry here will make his debut on loan from Sherwood Colliery in a few moments. Reported off by home fans as well. Gundry just getting his final few checks. You could tell, even though he's a young 22-year-old, it was his birthday as he watched from the bench against Whitby Town. Tell he's a bit of an old-fashioned player though. Proper black boots coming on. That's what, and that is what he's all about. A great defender at step 4 for both Sherwood Colliery last year and Grimsby Borough. Definitely Sherwood's best player as they just unsuccessfully fought against relegation. Been one of my favourite players to watch any time we take on a Gundry side, whether it's Grimsby or Sherwood. He is about kicking the ball away, heading it away. You won't get fancy passing it from the back from him, but you will get him heading every single ball. You won't see many attackers get a header on top of him as Stocksbridge knock a ball forward. Rawson battling to get to it. He would have been in because the keeper was out of position. Cleared out to Kay, who knocks it forward. Out towards the right, but that's allowed Ashton to intercept. Before ball not forward, Gundry will clear away, but only back into the path of White, who comes forward. Out to Byrne on the right. Byrne low towards the near post. Flick back by Osei. Turner able to turn and clear it away. We'll go all the way back to Newton now. Here comes Ashton, and trying to take advantage of the new partnership between Owen and Gundry. Only really seen it in pre-season when he was a trialist. Ball head away, knocked on by Rawson. We'll go back to Baird now, and Ashton will get this going from defence. Back to Burke, who will send it forward to Byrne. Try to kill it into the middle. There's a lovely pass actually to Burke, who's got a lot more space than he thought he would. Back to Byrne. Puts a cross in, look for that far post for Navarro. Charles will head it away, and then collected by O'Connor. Knocked it outright to Marshall. Rawson's not really going well forward for it, and that's allowed that pass just to go right to Newton. Stocksbridge have just gone a bit too deep really here, and they've allowed to give, and that's given the ball right back to Ashton on this occasion. Ball switched out to the right now to Byrne, taking the touch. Curling it, looking to get it into the box. Gundry will head away, but only to the edge of the area. Here comes White. White takes a shot, blocked by Turner, then back to Burke. Burke will take the shot, blocked by Gundry. He takes out his man at the same time. Nothing's given. Both are down at the moment. Stocksbridge are clear. We need to stop it for this. And could this be a second Stocksbridge defender going out, being forced off in 2 minutes? Gundry, that is what you get from Gundry. Body on the line. The linesman is getting barracked by the coaching staff of Ashton for not giving that as a free kick. Both players down. I think it was a 50-50 personally, which both players went for fairly. Both collided. I don't think neither player was willing to pull out of that one. Both knew what was going to happen. Both knew they were going to be in for some pain. Both are now suffering from it. Cardiff City are having a great game. They're 3-0 up on Rotherham United now. Colwill, the latest scorer. And Tottenham 3-0 up on Burnley. Brendan Johnson scored. The Thomas Frank era doing quite well there. Here we were thinking that Spursy had restarted after their game against PSG. Gundry is back to his feet. I believe it is Lewis White who's getting... no, it's not Lewis White, sorry. Just trying to work out who it might be getting treatment. It might actually be Luca Navarro, who's only come on himself. Is it not? Nope, you wait. Trying to work them out when they got the back to you. I think it was actually the captain, Luke Burke. We got there in the end. And the game will resume with a drop ball. As Ashton fans are getting a bit agitated now. As Jack DeGruchy is going to come on. He's going to be the second Steels player to make his debut. He's going to be replacing Tommy Marshall. Will that happen now? Will the referee like to happen now? It will be happening now. So DeGruchy makes his change and comes on. He replaces Tommy Marshall. And as someone who once featured for FC United, he will be enjoying this one. Steve Cunningham's still really unhappy about that. I think the referee is now heading over to talk to the linesman. And I wonder if Steve Cunningham might be getting into a bit of trouble over his constant barracking of the officials here. The linesman closest to us, Jack Vase, who's been getting it in the ear. Connor Thompson on the other end, probably very happy about his choice of sides today. As Steve Cunningham is going to get a talking to from our referee, Jack Lambert. And there was a booking there for Cunningham. And the classic chant of "you're not fit to referee" is regaled by the Ashton fans. As the ball knocked forward and goes out play, will be a Stocksbridge throw in on this right wing. Actually, it's going to be Ashton throw, do apologise. It's given both ways. Throw thrown forward, it's headed off. Both teams will appeal for this throw in, and Stocksbridge will get it. Back out to the right to Charlesworth. Who will look to get this ball forward. And did go forward to Turner, who's immediately pressed, but he gets out of the pressure from Rowe. Knocks it forward, head away if he can make it to Grezlak. Heading into midfield and then contested by Charlesworth. Won that one. Turner gets it out to right to Charlesworth. He slows it down sideways to Kay. Kay back to Tinker, who comes forward. Tinker forward to Grezlak, who's trying to turn, tries to get sideways, block back to Turner, gets it to Kay now. Stocksbridge have plenty of people forward in the box. Kay going down the left, Tinker's offering himself as a shorter option. Tackle goes in, will go out for a... Trying to see what the lines were saying, it will be a Stocksbridge throw-in. So again, Stocksbridge try and create something from this throw-in. Thrown to Grezlak, back to Tinker. Get the tackle goes in again, and it's going to be another Stocksbridge throw. So 3 subs already made by Stocksbridge. Just Jordan Barnett, James Morris left on the bench. I won't be shocked to see them later on. Tinker throwing it to Kay. Kay trying to take it to the corner flag now. Tries to put the pass in the middle. No one's there for it. No one really saw that idea coming, and it's gone out for a goal kick. Gainsborough Trinity have got one back against Warrington. Goal came from Johnny Margott. So the ball currently back with Eastham, who sends it long after pressure from Rawson. Oh, no, misjudged header, gives it to Osei, who will move down the left-hand side. Gundry following. Osei continues down the left. Osei continue down to the touchline, puts a high lofted one. He's going to go beyond everyone into that right wing, but it will be picked up by Willem Tomlinson. Gives it back to Burke. Midfield to Rowe. Holds it up well. Trying to get down the right. Tackle goes in from O'Connor. Will be an Ashton throw-in. 64 minutes gone in this game. Remains 0-0 here. Ball goes out to the right here to Byrne. Tries to knock him into Tomlinson. Finds him. Back to Burt. Puts the cross in. Looks for the near post. Gundry clears only to the edge of the area where Kay. And then Kay just knocks out for another throw-in. And Steels are just letting the pressure come onto them at the moment. Back to Burke now. Who puts it to the far into the midfield. Then Turner gets a tackle in. Will make its way to Rawson, that tackle. Back to Turner. And Grezlak's offering himself as an option. Finds Grezlak. He keeps it after stumbling for a second. Turner back to Kay. Knocks it forward. DeGruchy will chase. Had a touch on the ball since coming on. And it's knocked away from him and then cleared out. Still yet to have a touch since coming on. Gundry will play it forward. Just struggled to judge that in the sunlight. And I think that's been an issue for the Stocksbridge defence. I think that's why we've seen a couple of the mistakes. And I think Ashton have been quite smart with the way they've planned how they're doing the halves. And sometimes the things you don't realise when it's your first time at a ground. As ball knocked over the top by Stocksbridge, it made its way to Eastham. Back into defence with Baird, and back to Eastham. Grezlak will press, but then forward it goes, and to Newton, then over to Baird again. Long ball forward, he's looking for Byrne with this. Tinker's going to try and in front of him, does, volleys it high up in the air, and Wilson trying to get to it before he goes that throw in, but it will do so. Stoke are 3-0 up on Sheffield Wednesday now. Milan Manhoef the scorer, while Swansea City are 1-0 up on Sheffield United. So the Sheffield team is not doing particularly well today. Can this Sheffield team do a bit better? As, to be honest, Stocksbridge should have had a free kick against him on that one. A bit Gundry went through the back of a player, but Ashton continue with the attack. Lovely overlap here. Cross going in. Owen heads away, goes back to Rowe. Rowe controls, moves it onto his left, thinking about the shot. Goes for the shot. Just over! Really lovely by Rowe. He's dribbled into some really nice space in that little semicircle outside the box. Left foot hits it. It's a little fizzer of a shot over the bar. Townsend seemed to have it tracked as he stretched out his arm, but over the bar it goes. Just seen Eagledon's coming out of the tunnel in front of us with his dad and his sister. Yeah, he's got his arm and a towel around him. I think that he's going to be heading to the local hospital from what I can guess from here, unfortunately. He's got his arm in a makeshift sling as he makes his way to the exit of the stadium. Real shame for Paul, his second debut. So substitution here for Ashton is that Mikey O'Neill is going to be coming on. He's replacing Willem Tomlinson. might have been a second substitution there, but we'll double check on the Northern Premier League website. Tracks it all for us in case we miss stuff. Charlesworth will send the ball away. It's not been updated just yet though, so we will wait a few seconds to see, or work it out. We'll have a little around as it. Gets the ball, goes forward, and Turner's trying to tackles high up for Ashton and goes back into defence as Ashton got the ball back. Back it goes into defence. Rawson will press. Ball out towards the right wing. Burn loses out the ball to Tinker, but it just goes forward and then returned by Burke. Gundry will the head will go over him, and I'll say his head back to Owen, who slips it forward to Kay, outright to Turner, who puts it down well. O'Connor tries to get forward, but blocked by Rowe, who will take it forward. I say chests it down and outright to Burn, who cuts in. He's in a central midfield position, not his normal one at the moment. As his pass is blocked by DeGruchy, but Ashton will retain possession through Sean Newton. As they go down the left wing here, and here comes the cross in, headed all towards the 6-yard area, but out of play. Goal kick for Stocksbridge. 69 minutes gone here. It's 0-0 at the moment. Back for Townsend to take this goal kick. Sunderland are 2-0 up on West Ham now. Daniel Ballard the scorer. Sunderland doing a brilliant return to the Premier League today. Townsend sends it forward. Rawson will challenge it. Defender does head it away. Kay will return it. Rowe returns it right back. Turner then Tinker sends it back. Grezlak knocks it down to Rawson. Tries to get it out to the left wing to DeGruchy. Just misjudges that and he stumbles and goes down to ground. No, definitely not a free kick as it goes out for a goal kick now. Hello, thank you to Caroline Frost saying, hey Adam, always listening from home. Thank you as always, donating £2 in the super chat. And then Sue Allcroft, who's here, saying, giving £4 to the super chat. Thank you very much, we do appreciate it. Hello to Lee Room saying, both health teams losing, a stocky win will cheer me up. Come on, boys. Well, that's Chelsea, no matter, yeah. United and Wednesday both losing at the moment. Stocksbridge here 0-0 as O'Connor wins the ball in field. Getting a bit of a tussle there. Gives it back to Tinker, who just can only give it back to Rowe. It's a poor pass. Rowe on the ball, out to Newton. Carries it forward. Just turns back after being pressed by Rawson. Kay's up to do the press now. As the ball is now back in defence with Baird put into midfield, then White cut out by DeGruchy. That pass now, DeGruchy will look to see if he can turn a bit of pace on. Tries to get to Turner, falls a bit short, and now this has caught, might catch Stocksbridge out as White goes forward. White, left foot, looking to do something with the ball. Puts the ball in. Owen will head it away. Grezlak is looking to collect it. Will head it sideways. DeGruchy looking to control, but will lose the ball. DeGruchy's struggling since coming on. He did have an injury last Saturday in a practice match, and now DeGruchy has the ball going forward to Rawson. Much better from him, but Rawson loses the ball, and Ashton and Stocksbridge can't get out their own half at the moment. White sideways here to Burke. Outright now to Burn. Going sideways here. Back to Burke. Going into the midfield. Out to here to Navarro, who had a sight on goal there, and he's looking for another sight. Sight time for Turner stops him going forward, but it's just back to White here. Stockbridge just can't get from the edge of their own area at the moment. Back to Navarro. He's going to take a long range shot. It's high and wide. He's capable of the spectacular, that man. Today he wasn't able to pull it off. Let's just. So Ashton United, they did hit the news a few years ago when they were taken over by a certain West End producer. Taken over by Jonathan Sayer, who is he's the playwright behind things such as The Play That Goes Wrong, which is quite a famous West End one, as Rawson just gives a free kick away. Didn't chat to him earlier on. He was the man in the Robin suit that we saw before the game. So he gets him for the theatrical side. He's got a sponsor for his West End show to the left of us, alongside the magicians Penn and Teller. Ashton United have got the game underway. Ball flung out to the right to Burn. Knocked it into the middle. Kay will intercept. Trying to get forward, looking for Tinker. Now forward to Grezlak, who gets in midfield. DeGruchy, a bit of space. Lovely turn from DeGruchy. Finds O'Connor on the right wing. Stocksbridge Park Steels are on the counter. O'Connor holds it back, and I don't know why he's done that. He's allowed the Ashton defence to get back, but Stocksbridge are on the ball still. Kay out to Rawson. He's got one-on-one with Rowe. Rawson takes a shot, blocked by Rowe. Back out into on the right, to Burnham, sorry, on the right. And then to Rowe in the midfield. Ashton will look to pass the way out to this. Mikey O'Neill's first touches on the ball. Get back to Kay though. Now Grezlak tries to hit it into the box. That'll be cleared away by Baird. Gundry gets a header onto it. Gives it to Tinker. Tinker now. Shot to Kay. Back to Turner. Some nice passing from the Steels. Forward to DeGruchy. Tried to get it to Kay, but the other number 14, Mike O'Neill, blocked it. Now it's Osei leading the line for Ashton. Shrugs off Curtis Turner. Now Mikey O'Neill going forward. O'Neill's taking out to the left. Finds Doherty. Back to O'Neill. O'Neill, he's trying to get a cross in, but he's been blocked by DeGruchy. Has to give it all the way back now to Rowe. Rowe switches it to Burke. Burke looking for a cross. We'll find the cross. High, looped, and it stayed in the area. I don't think Townsend expected that. Charles just took a touch on it now, and we'll have to just clear it away. Gives it back to Doherty. Now back out to left, and he's very high up, but he's still remained offside. But then Charles has intercepted. Clears out for Rawson. Flicks it on his man. He's going to try and burn it for pace, but no, Baird's got a bit of pace about in himself, and he'll get it back to Eastham. He'll carry it well out of his box now. As Hugh Richards is checking a few things over with Dave Taylor, our secretary. Not entirely sure what that's about. Wonder if he's just checking on Paul Iggulden and how he's going. Now he's left the stadium. Out to Burke now. Back into defence with Baird. Sending into midfield. Osei being met by Gundry, but Osei keeps it. Trailing leg of Turner almost trips him over. Osei gets it forward now to Rowe. Rowe out to the left. Here comes Navarro. Takes a shot deflected. Almost tucked into the far post. Osei just inches behind it. Goal kick Steels. That was close. It's going to be a corner kick. Stocksbridge. Sorry, not a goal kick. Stocksbridge must have got a touch on to make sure it didn't get it to Osei. Ashton's first corner of the game. Unbelievably. Here on the 75th minute. You'd hope having someone like Jazz Gundry back there will help with this sort of set piece. The only man being left up for it is Grezlak. So, corner kick to be taken. Left footed. Look for that far post. Headed back into the 6-yard area. Headed away by Owen. Goes to the edge of the area. Rowe will try and take the touch. Gets it out to the right here. Now over to White. Left footed cross. Gundry will head that away. Navarro picks it up. His touch takes it behind him. O'Connor's pressing sideways to Rowe. Then out to the right here to Byrne. Byrne tries to knock forward. It's a really lovely pass here to the 14 into the 6-yard area. Far post tucked in. Ashton lead. It looks like it was Sam Baird, I think, at the far post. Yeah, it's a def confirmation. It was Sam Baird with the goal, and the Steels, who've worked so hard in defence, just couldn't get the ball away and were eventually punished for it. Ashton take the lead here. And now the Steels have 15 minutes to come back, if they can. A blow now is for Stocksbridge. And here come the changes already. James Morris is making his way on. He will replace Oliver Grezlak. And that change is a big change as Stocksbridge will try and pile men forward. After being so close to take the lead at the start of that second half. Turner going forward with the ball now. Outside to Charlesworth. For now here to Turner, and Stocksbridge go for Turner, looking to find Rawson. Finds Rawson in the box, back to goal. Back to DeGruchy, takes a shot! Great save, keeper! And all Steels almost with an instant equaliser. They will have the corner kick though. Jack DeGruchy with a fantastic curling shot, but Easton was equal to it. And now, can Stocksbridge, who've not scored from a corner yet in pre-season, not scored at all yet actually in this season, they've got a chance to now. Here comes corner, look for the near post, head away at the near post. And Navarro trying to control it, takes it behind him. Charles press, cleared away. And then Townsend will judge it, bounce the ball outside his box, boots it away. For Rawson, bounce or Jagrushi will now challenge for it, but head away by Doherty. Back it goes though to White. Gets it forward to Navarro. Back into midfield. As Ashton holding on to the ball well. Now Stocksbridge can't just be patient with other possession, and that's why Kay just robbed the ball. Gets tripped. Free kick Stocksbridge. Right now it's the game that's suddenly gone wrong for the Steels. Well, I'm hoping that Ashton will have some slapstick defending back here to try and take advantage of. Bolton have equalised against Barnsley. McAtee, the former player, has scored. Here comes free kick. I think Jordan Barnett has made his way on at some point. Gundry will get the header, but the free kick's been given away for putting on the back of Ose's shirt. Trying to work out who Barnett might have come on for. Actually, Barnett who came on initially. It's actually James Morris who comes on now. I do apologise. We're just going to pretend like Morris was on the entire time. It was Barnett. So ball gone forward here. Barnett's placed O'Connor. As it's Ashton on the attack. They're in the opposition box now. Into the 6-yard area. Look, near post from Mikey O'Neill. As ball goes forward, and Rawson and the defender just had a head clash here, right in front of us. Straight down was the Ashton man, who he does not look well actually in front of us. He is not, thankfully, just as I was just about to say, he's not moved. There was a little movement, and Rawson, I think, also didn't get rid of that. It's been a brutal match, this one, too. So many little injuries and big injuries as well. Been a rough one here to watch at times with players going down. So we're just having a break in play as treatment is administered. He is now just laying on his back. Just Rawson back to his feet. It's a nasty one. You may have heard the crowd behind us just gasping. You don't blame them for it. Stocksbridge have used all their fans, so Ashton have not yet. They've still got Remy Efenunga, Tom Denton and Brad Taylor on the bench ready to go. Say hello to Taylor Barnett, who in the comments he says Jordan Barnett got 25 assists last season from set pieces. That could be vital now. Thankfully, it looks like all is well on the pitch, and we will be able to resume with a drop ball. Jordan Barnett saying it should be going Stocksbridge's way because, yeah, of course he is. So it will be a drop ball. That was taken by the goal scorer, Sam Baird. He is the difference at the moment as we have 8 minutes of normal time to play, but I suspect we're going to get a decent amount of added time, just as we did last Saturday. As Luke Burke was the man who was down his way to come on, so is Rawson, 10v10 at the moment. Morris picks up out to Barnett on the left. Back it will go, and Rawson's begging to try and kick the ball, so is Luke Burke, as it was right in front of him, as now it's up on the right wing for Ashton, but there is a foul from Osei on Tinker, and the Ashton fans are not happy about that. Dunstan have won the FA Cup game in the last minute. Liam Fear has scored. Ball is short now to Owen. Owen over to the right to Charlesworth. Now find DeGruchy. Tried to turn his man, but stopped from doing so. Ashton on the ball, but it's a poor pass. Finds Kay. Kay will get back to Owen, as it looks like Stocksbridge have gone into a 3-5-2 now, as they chase something we saw against Barnsley as a tactic to learn how to do that. It did create more chances for the Steels in that game, just left them more open, but well, at this point, is it what's much difference between a 1-0 and a 2-0? Steelers looking set to slip to their first loss of the season into second game here. Ball goes long, and Townsend will come out to get it before I say. Does it well. Jordan Barnett, who's on the left wing at the moment, he's shouting for it. He said he's going to go forward. He's looking for Morris and Rawson. Both were going for it, and in the end, only went to Newton, who's had just headed away for the second time as well. Gundry short to Tinker. He's looking to turn his man. We'll get it down the channel. Look for Barnett, who heads it on. Morris will try to get to it first. It's booted away by Baird, who's looking to remain the hero today. And now Ashton could have a bit of chance here as Byrne goes forward. Byrne on the right wing. Tinker's got back to block him though. Tinker trying to get the tackle in. Gold goes down the channel looking for O'Neill. Will go out of play. Stocksbridge throwing. Ball will be on the left hand side now for Tinker. Forward to Morris, but he only goes back now to Tinker, who will volley it forward, looking for Barnett, who brings it down really well. And now he's looking for Charlesworth, and it's a great pass to Charlesworth. Stocksbridge players rushing forward as Charles goes forward. Cross is weak though, it's low and easy for Doherty to deal, and he just switches it out over to Byrne, who's got a lot of space, and he's going to send it down for Osei to try and chase. Osei, he's having a bit of a tussle with Gundry. Gundry turns well, and he's now using his body to try and stop Osei. Gundry trying to just get a free kick out of it. In the end, he'll try and knock it off Osei and get the throw in, and that's what he does. Ian Richards shouting himself hoarse in the dugout to the left of us. Townsend screaming at the players. He wants this to be quicker. We're in the 85th minute. Time is ticking for the Steels. Ball knocked out to right to Owen, trying to open up the pitch. Owen will, lovely little touch, takes him past Luca Navarro. Navarro will want to do it to Owen, not the other way around. Charles over the halfway line, forward to DeGruchy, being forced backwards, back to Turner, then back it goes to Owen. Over to DeGruchy, who's deep now. Got Charlesworth ahead of him. We'll find Charlesworth. He's trying sideways to Turner. Turner's getting pressed all the way. He's going to find a pass forward to Charlesworth. Charlesworth keeps it in. Big boot from Newton, gets it out. Stocksbridge throw in. We'll need a new football. And here comes a substitute here for Ashton. Tom Denton is about to make his way on. Looks like he's going to replace Luca Navarro. So it's the dreaded sub-on, sub-off for Navarro, but I don't think it's anything to do with performance. It's to do with the fact that they need a defender on to stop the onslaught Stocksbridge hope to unleash in the rest of this match. And I will say, Tom Denton, he is a big lad. He's going to be the sort that I think is going to plop right in the centre of that defence and be expected head everything.
And replacing Luca is number 12,
So it's a throw in with Charlesworth. That will happen once Denton is in position. He's actually taking a centre forward role, Denton. So actually I think what they're trying to do is use him as a target man to hold the ball up better than Asai was doing, just as we saw an example of there. Ball right to DeGruchy. Tries to get the crossing blocked. It's going to be a corner kick for the Steels. Jordan Barnett, who, as I said, Taylor Barnes just told us, 25 assists last season from set pieces. Got a few already in pre-season for Stocksbridge as well. Chance for him to put a ball into the box. Plenty of options coming forward here for the Steels. There's Barnett, he's wanting the players arranged in a very particular way. Even Jack Tinker's up. The only man who's not in that box is Tom Charlesworth and Townsend, obviously. I'm sure he'll want to come up later, though. Barnett. Well, there's actually going to be, before he takes there's going to be a little talk to between Gundry and his marker. some of the pushing and shoving not being allowed by this referee. Kay's just sneaking in on the back, but he has been noticed by Lewis White. By the way, those fans behind the goal, if Jack Tinker gets this goal and there's 150-second runs, Barnett curling in, look for the far post. Turner was under it. It appeals for another corner. It's not given. Goal kick in the end. It just curled out of play. Turner was the one just underneath it. And I think there was a bit of collision right there into Eastham, who is just gingerly getting to his feet. 88 minutes gone, 1-0 to Ashton. But it is I will say, I think he did gingerly get a bit hurt from that. It does give him a good excuse to have the slow walk for the goal kick, which you've got to give him credit for, to be honest. But I'm going to make the most of this one, and he is. Good on it. Fair play to him. It's annoying on our side, but it's also, with Townsend we're doing the same on the other end, we'd love it. So we're trying not to be total hypocrites on the commentary this season. Ball going forward. Denton gets the header, but then it goes out to Charles, who knocks it forward. Head away by Newton. He's the big man at the back. Kay who gets it forward. Barnett trying to chase onto it. Gets it only back to Kay, who will send it down the channel. Barnett's looking to be the man on it. He is. He's got a few options in the box. He's looking for Degushi near post. And claimed by the keeper, who just gets a punch onto it, and he will run out with it. And he'll be pressed by Morris to make sure he does pick it up. Barnett's left foot is one of the most dangerous things in this Stocksbridge lineup. And if he continues to put balls in like that, we were going to see something at some point. As Denton tries to knock it back, but it's over the top of White, and Degrushi's got onto it. Degrushi's trying to get up to a bit of pace here, but he's slowed down. Back it goes to Charlesworth. Charlesworth going forward to Turner. Turner now looking for Morris, but it should be covered, and it is. And it's booted out for a throw-in in that area, penalty area, gap in between the start of the box and the touchline.
The referee has indicated a minimum
6 minutes of added time, as we would have expected with how many injuries we've seen. Charlesworth gets the ball back from Turner, puts the cross in, there's a block on it, it's another corner kick for the Steels. The amount of balls I've seen go out of this stadium today, the Volunteers are going to have a bit of a job on. Barnett heading over to take another corner kick. Will this be the one to unlock the Ashton defence? Again, everyone forward but Charlesworth. Turner on the edge of the area. Townsend is in the Ashton half at this point. He is inching closer and further up. Here comes Barnett's corner into the middle area. Gundry heads it back into the 6-yard area. It's been tossed and it's cleared and blocked off the line. Turner with the last touch for Stocksbridge. Back to Barnett. He wants it on his left. He gives it out to Charlesworth. Charlesworth, left footed, putting the ball in. Goes to the far end. There's a free kick given because Charlesworth was taken out by Rowe. And we haven't had a booking yet today. That's about to change. Callum Rowe gets the booking. And Jordan Barnett's over his free kick as well. So Jordan Barnett will stand over this ball as the Steels look to get the late equaliser. So again, it's just Charlesworth and Townsend back. Barnett putting the ball into the box. Head towards the edge area. Ashton get it out to the right. Kay's looking to be the first one onto it. He won't be, but it will go out for a throw-in. Quickly taken to Charlesworth. Charlesworth moves it onto his right. Puts the diagonal, trying to get to the far end. Looking for Gundry at the far post. Well claimed by Eastham. He had to do that. Gundry was waiting. We've had 2 minutes of the 6 at a time. Eastham rolls it out in front of him. Sends it down the line, looking for White. Chests it down for Denton. Then to try and find, but it was well by Barnett there. But back into the Ashton midfield it goes. Barnett not happy with how that ended up. Back it goes now to Byrne. Trying to move centrally. Into the midfield now for White. Trying to get down the right, tries to slip in the middle. It's a lovely pass here to Mike O'Neill. Turns, takes a shot, he curls it well wide the far post, but the Steels opened up for a second. 305 people here today at the Hurst Cross. As Degushi sends the ball forward and headed behind by Rowe. No one gambled on that though. That could have been a good one if someone had risked it on that. Easton will pick it up. 2 minutes 45 seconds have gone of added time. pretty much every other game seems to be done at the moment. As Gundry heads up into the air, Osei, touch gets it to Denton, then back to O'Neill. Sideways it goes here to White. White's going to try the diagonal. It's a lovely diagonal to Byrne. I think he might just keep this in the corner flag, and that is what he's going to do. Ashton trying to hold on here. Tinker trying to get to the ball. It's really good corner flag work. Great bum work, clearly, as it goes out for a throw, and it will be a Ashton throw. So, throwing that's going to be slowly taken, as you can imagine. Actually, United just giving their man a match to the goal scorer, Sam Baird. Right now, that goal is the winner with 2.5 minutes to go. Thrown into the middle and controlled, and it's going right to that corner flag. The tackle from Turner goes in. Can they get it out? He has gone out for a goal kick after knocking it off Bird. Quickly thrown over to Townsend now. The Stocksbridge are trying to see if they can grab something here. But it's a poor ball from Townsend. It won't stay in. Barnett tried. Thrown to Ashton, and that's a daft one. That's a poor one from Townsend, who looks a bit frustrated with himself. He knows he's made a mistake on that occasion. Ball waiting for the ball is Luke Burke, but as you can imagine, it's happening slowly. The Ashton manager walking with the ball, and it's this that doesn't normally get added on. That probably should, but it doesn't. So that's why you do it, because you know most of the time it won't be. So Burke throwing it downfield. Denton will try to head it into that corner flag. Tinker can only send it down, and it will be a throw to Ashton, who are managing this game to a T after surviving some of those scares. So back now with Burke throwing it downfield. Kay heads it. It's going to be another throw in to Ashton. A minute left on the clock. Hawk. The Steels just need to get this away. It's been stuck in this corner for 3 minutes now. Oh yes, we could say the referee probably should add some more on for how long he's throwing to take him, but it doesn't happen normally. And it's going to look for that corner flag. Kay's going to let it go. I think he took the touch, but it has been given as a goal kick. Stocksbridge have a chance to get this ball out there at half as they flood forward the yellow and blue shirts. And he's been jeered by the fans who saw that last kick, which just let the Steels down. But Townsend will keep it a bit more central this time. Scudo left, headed back into midfield. Gundry will now send the ball forward. Rawson's looking to get the header on. Header into midfield. Owen, who's gone up forward, will get it back to Turner. Turner just loses the ball, and Rowe might have just won the game for Ashton as he carries it forward. Rowe continuing with it, slowly does it, as Steels are not really paying people back to stop it. There's no point in the Stocksbridge wanting to play it back. But he's almost lost it to Morris. Morris trips in, free kick. That will be the end of the game, we expect. And Stocksbridge, who have performed valiantly in this game, will have nothing to show for it from what we can see. But that's the way it might go in this division sometimes. Really good performances, no points. You just think if that Sam K shot in the start of the first half had just dipped a slight bit lower, how different could today have been? And that is it. It's full time here. Ashton have got the win. It was the close range finish from Sam Baird that was a difference in a brutal encounter. Well, known for its injuries, Jason Gilchrist, Paul Iggulden and Danny Deacon all forced off in this game. In the end, the Seals had a valiant defensive performance, but they didn't get anything out of it. They will now have to wait until Wednesday to try and get their first win in the league, and that's against Cleethorpes Town. We'll be there at that game as we open our season at Brackenmore. We hope to see you all there. I've been Adam Allcroft. Stay tuned on our social channels for the post-match reaction from Ian Richards. Thank you very much, and good night.